Hello, everybody. Welcome to Drop Pod. Me, Aegis. Welcome to Season 2, as I'm calling this. There's been a lot of changes. Mela's not going to see it right now, but right now, currently, we have a dark screen, which I should have done during its inception, but as the show went on, I kind of felt like, this probably doesn't feel too good on folks' eyes. So, there's that.
Whoa, dark mode, no way. Also, I'm back. Whoa.
Mela's back as a host. Co-host. Not as the host, because then that would imply that I would be the co-optional.
You're the lackey.
I wanted to start this episode by extending my condolences out to the people of Afghanistan. I'm not going to turn this into a political anything, regardless of my feelings towards the situation. I just think it's an awful place to be in. Anybody could understand that. It's a really scary thing, and for a lot of you, you've only seen the very skimmable top on Twitter or any other social media, really, but you'll see a trending headline here and there, and it's nothing like what people make it out to be when they're just behind their screens. So I extend my thoughts, and I'm not trying to make this into, oh, well, don't forget about Aegis, he's in his little personal bubble, I'm over here, but people are dying right now. It's a scary situation when all you can think to do is, I'm just gonna hang on to this plane for dear fucking life, and hopefully nothing happens to me. But so it goes. So condolences to the people of Afghan. There are people out here that do care. And I just want people to know that this also extends to the service women and men that are out there as well, that are still aiding the entire pullout, plus the aiding of refugees out there. That's all. Now you say things.
Words. Well, last time I was around, that was Drop Pod episode 8. And we posted cringe so hard, I had to leave for 6 months and learn that you actually say your name Armand and not Armand.
We can talk about this.
I'm back. I learned my mistakes. I'm done cringing. And it only took me 6 months and quitting my job to come back. So I did it.
Was joke?
He's joke.
Was I supposed to laugh right there?
I laughed.
At the end there?
Damn, buh.
You said I would laugh.
I laughed.
Should I give you one of the shut him up? There, I did it.
Well, then it doesn't feel genuine now, does it?
No, but I didn't know when the joke would end, and I didn't want to be that guy. I don't even remember what Drop Pod 8 was. Was that we posted cringe?
Yes, Drop Pod 8 was titled We Posted Cringe.
Should I label this as Season 2, but spell 2 as in T-O-O or T-0-0?
I don't know. Will it be episode 14? Will it be episode 1?
I should probably label it season 14. Good lord.
Season 14.
Episode 14.
Damn.
Even
14 season. We've been running that long. Oh, we're ready to be canceled.
Damn. So wait a minute. That would imply that a season would be like 13 episodes, plus maybe an alternate episode, such as Drop Pod at 12A. Was it B? Was it even 12?
Oh yeah, there was 9A.
9A. Damn, that's a fan.
I'm looking at it right now.
Wow. So technically 14 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This won't matter, but share your opinion down in the comments if you think this should be labeled episode 14 or 1.
It'll be past
Even though
then.
even though you'll already be past that point.
Whoa, but look at that dark mode! Whoa! Share your thoughts. Do you want it to be green? Maybe you may be surprised. It may already be black.
Though I was gonna, people hate it when I do this. Apparently, it was gonna be a shade of charcoal. That way, it's not just complete full on. I at least wanted to, for the YouTube portion anyway. For those of you that use dark mode on YouTube, it's a dark gray. It's charcoal. It is charcoal. Okay, that is a color. Okay,
yeah.
I am willing to fight people fisticuffs on this.
Yeah. Who would not call charcoal a color?
Non-believers.
It's like the kind of people that say like cereal is soup.
Do you want to talk about that?
I don't want to talk about that.
Because cereal
he's not here.
Is
I don't want to talk
a soup.
about it.
I don't agree, but cereal is a soup at the end of the day. I don't agree.
You know,
is that fair? Is that a fair assessment?
You know, yeah, that is the one thing I will say. The other thing I will say is that I also heard another argument from it, not from our hell jumpies, but that soup can be cereal or something like that if it's like at a certain time of the day. If it's before noon or something. If it's in the morning, then
I'll check out
cereal
of that one,
or something like that.
That's a whole new can of worms. However,
I just shook my head.
I do concede that cereal is in fact a soup. Regardless, I don't agree. It's the same thing saying Jif. Or sorry, is it the other way? I don't even care anymore. I really don't care anymore. Like I say both of them now. Like I've just stopped caring.
Yeah.
It could be Jif one day. It could be GIF the other. I don't give a fuck anymore. You guys all screwed it up. You can't make it. I think, wait, is it?
It is.
I don't want to out him.
It is Jif.
I don't want to out him, but there's a certain person within the Hell Jumpers that says the former, like it's gospel, and we had to call him out on it.
What, GIF?
There you go. Don't do that. He's gonna continue to do it though.
Yeah,
I can't be mad.
And then they and then people are like, oh, well, wouldn't you say this word this way? And it's like, what? Do you not know how G's work in the English language? Did you forget giraffe? Oh,
did you forget giraffe?
Would we say it gift? Like as in gift? And it's like, you're fucking stupid. Did you forget giraffe?
That's a weird argument to me.
How do G work?
I actually, okay, so you brought this up earlier, but I think I had talked about I don't even remember. I would have to go back, redo my homework on past drop pods. More than likely not going to do that. But you had brought up earlier that there was a time at one point, and it took me being an account manager to mold myself out of it, because you're talking to people every day and you got to introduce yourself as such.
Mm.
But there was a time in my life where I went, oh yeah, I'm Armand. Because it was easier to introduce myself that way, and instead of just stressing it out, like, my name is Armand. But for the sake of me probably not even interacting with you after this point, I'm Armand to you. So I just, that's how I would do it.
I have a friend who had that same line of thinking, and I wanted them to change that so bad. And actually, to this point now, that doesn't even matter, because their old name is a ringer name now. But they used to, I met them in high school as Brennan, Brennan, Brennan. And they were just like, oh, well, yeah, most people just end up calling me Brendan. And I was like, no, your name is Brennan. Don't let people just call you not your name. Like, some teachers would call him Brendan, and it's like, no, it's Brennan. Now there's Shelby, so that doesn't matter. And I couldn't be happier.
Shelby, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Oh, you just went from Brennan to Shelby.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was this past year, actually. Very happy for them.
Is it because they just couldn't keep up with Brennan?
No. They realized that they were a woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here's to you out there.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Sorry, I thought the
I thought Shelby was no, I thought Shelby was it's unisex.
Oh, that's technically true. Oh, my bad. No, yeah. Yeah, they are now transitioning.
It's like calling somebody Riley. It's like, well, I mean,
yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's fair. I haven't heard Shelby in a hot minute.
well, when you said Shelby, I immediately thought of Ford v Shelby, like the Shelby car company. It's like oh, that used to be a time right there.
Yeah,
some true American grit.
Let me tell you. Yeah, when I think Shelby, the first thing I think of is the movie Amusement and the character Shelby. It's a dumb movie.
This is true. I didn't want to bring this up, but I guess I'm going to, because if I don't, I want to set the record straight. A couple of days ago, the word got out that OnlyFans will no longer have, let's just say, adult entertainment after a certain point in October.
High art.
I don't want to discuss the particulars. I just want to mention the fact that I think it's funny that to the people that are going, oh, they're fucking stupid. They're gonna lose everything if they do that. That already proves to me that you don't have the mental capacity to deal with such an argument. But it's not as simple as you make it. It's not like the guy wants to, lose out on a pretty big part of this community. He never had a contingency for it, and I say that word a lot in comparison to this. He didn't have a contingency for it. He never expected people to use his platform for the development of adult entertainment, let's say. I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't use an OnlyFans, but I knew the arguments very well when I read them. And what was coming out was, you are going to run into some problems, and I do have a story, but you're going to run into some problems, especially in the event that this does happen. And I have no doubt in my mind that it has. That's neither here nor there. I don't use the platform. I don't know what the community is like. But the problem will arise when you see people that either do too much on the site, let's just say, in terms of what they think is okay to upload. You have some people that it wouldn't be advertiser friendly if I saw, let's say, that the way they worded it was better, so let's use that, excrement related material. Let's just say that. You're going to run into a problem there. Advertisers see that. It's like, man, they really get down on this site. I don't want that around my company. I can't allow that. That doesn't seem right. The next problem you have, and I have no doubt in my mind that this occurs, is if somebody signs up on the website, this would be illegal, by the way, but if somebody signs up on the website, they are obviously not above the age. you run into a problem. It is as simple as just signing up and, hey, are you over the age of 18? Yeah. All right, here you go. Welcome to the community.
That's true. But you know what that sounds like in regards to the advertisements? It sounds exactly like what YouTube was going through a few years back, where it was, oh, we can't do the advertisements if we don't, have the good quality content. You need to have family-friendly content. And then, so now you have so many people, turning to Patreon. But I certainly wouldn't say that OnlyFans will live and die off of its adult crowd, as it were. I think it'll drop in a lot of revenue because, I assuming it works like Patreon, they probably take a cut, I imagine.
How else do they make the money? I said before the podcast had started airing, if he wants to, and he, the all-encompassing he, is the owner of OnlyFans, if he wants to do this in order to make sure that the company will still be around, that means he's more than willing to get rid of you. That means he understands the possible risks, and that he's willing to get rid of you because, again, he had no contingency for this. This is the equivalent of me making a fast food restaurant, and just hear me out on this. I made a fast food restaurant. All of a sudden, word got out. It was super good. This whole thing, I have people within my board telling me, "Oh, let's start selling clothing based around the fast food." Now, all of a sudden, I have a clothing company around the fast food. I just wanted to sell the fast food. This was supposed to be a burger joint, and here I am selling t-shirts.
I don't think it would be a burger joint in your case.
Oh, hell yeah. Good old American burger.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Cayenne pepper on that.
Nah, you don't.
Some spicy.
You don't talk about
American
all that
burger
often at all. You want to know the number one food you talk about 24/7?
Spaghetti.
Yep. It'd be fast food Italian. And you know what fast food Italian is?
Hell no.
Yep.
It's
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. We don't like
Olive Garden.
But I can make a good old fashioned American fucking burger. Beef.
Put some spaghetti on that. When will Olive Garden add the spaghetti burger to their menu?
I would cry. That would be enough to do it. We already dislike it. Like we don't mind that it's around, but we wish that it wasn't. It doesn't change the fact that it is. It's like it's still here. But yeah, I just want people to understand. It's like if they want to get rid of you, then they want to get rid of you. Like that's the thing. If you think that this is a dumb move, if you use the platform, that's all well and good. If you use the platform in order to earn money, that's all well and good. I hope that you made the necessary arrangements to make sure that you're okay after this move.
Probably not.
I was talking about this. Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of people that are just sitting here, sitting on the ship they know is sinking. They haven't moved an inch. They haven't made any moves. They figured, oh, I'll be all right. Like, will you? It's as simple as that, huh?
The worst part is the people that you hear about, and they say, "Oh, I quit my job to start an OnlyFans, and I'm not getting that much money." And it's like, oh, you think maybe going towards that sort of a service with no former exposure at all would net you like what you need to pay for your utilities and rent? Did you think?
I've been saying this for the past few weeks now. It's a cold game. A lot of people don't understand what's going through the mental state of somebody that's willing to make a move like that. They see a couple of $1,000s, maybe, if that, their first couple of weeks, and they're going, I have the capacity to do this. what you don't understand is that a lot of people, should you decide to do work or self-work, and I'm including everything that could be considered self-work on the internet,
Yes.
from whether it's Twitch, content creation on Twitch, YouTube, being a general gaming personality, a general personality on something like Instagram even, to even OnlyFans, every day that you wake up and you decide to sit in the captain's chair, you are taking a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, you sit there and go, I'm making X amount of money here. This is really good. I think this is enough to quit whatever the hell I'm doing, because fuck that. A lot of people will sit there, eat the bowl of crow that they have to eat for 8 hours a day, maybe a little bit more if they ask you to stay after. They say it's not mandatory, but we all know it's mandatory. Come on. You go through the motions every single day, and all of a sudden here comes somebody like me that tells you, hey, I could make you a star guy. All I need you to do is just make sure you're a little clean. Take a couple of pictures, not for me, but for everybody else. And I guarantee you, every couple of weeks, it's just going to be 1,000 or 2 sitting in your bank account. How does that sound? For a lot of people, that's a no-brainer. For a lot of people, that was an easy move the moment that COVID hit. Let me sit inside. I need to do something, though. I'll just take a picture of it a little bit.
Sure.
All of a sudden, I have $1,000 just sitting. No reason. Just because somebody saw it. I can't blame anybody for doing that. In the same vein that I can't blame anybody on Twitch using the platform for the way that it wasn't meant to be used. It's in your gaming the system that wanted to be gamed. And I can do nothing but applaud it. I don't agree with it, but I applaud it. It's just weird how people will bring up something like, oh, well, it's kind of crazy that you decided to throw everything into this basket of yours here.
What I'm saying is a different situation, though. They see this and they want to do it, and they haven't, done any prior research, as opposed to
it's that's
they
how
got
easy
the
it is,
opportunity, and they see the money that they've already made, and it's an actually smart decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've thought about it, as opposed to, yeah, this may be good, and they've thought about it for a week. I'm like, yeah, I'm quitting my job.
That's what fear and excitement will do to you. It's a different animal. If I saw at any point, Mala came up to me and said, hey man, you can make about 2,300 every 2 weeks. I'm just going to take 20% off the top. It doesn't matter what I do with it. But all that matters on your end is that you just keep recording these games. You just upload them.
Okay, see, I thought...
Hell fucking yeah.
I thought it was going to be like
I'm not taking a picture of my ball for nobody. But
like, I'm the in-between man, like, hey, Armand, you could make some fucking money, dude. Just show the internet your balls, dude. Give me a cut of your balls, man.
take 20% off the top. You do whatever the hell else you want with it. That's fine.
I would say you mentioned Crow Bowl and being clean. And in my case, I was in a toilet bowl. And I was not clean. I was covered in poop and pee-pee.
I don't have anything to add on that. I stepped in my dog shit earlier. That was an experience. I almost slipped. I turned around and went, what in the flying fuck? And then I looked down, almost threw up. Looked down, there was just shit right there. He took a chunky one. That was a little present for the spirits around. Cleaned it up. This new brand of he usually lets me know when he needs to go out. Like he'll like tap on my chair and do this like little thing with his paws where he's like begging for something. I think it's cutie. But he didn't do that. I knew that he thought he was in trouble, because I don't mind if he does shit. I appreciate that he does it on the wood, on the hardwood rather than the carpet.
Yeah, it's like they'll know at least that much to not do it on the carpet. They'll try, and it's like, good, you tried. Like, they're upset, and they think you're going to be upset, and it's like, no, this was the best way you could have done
That was
this.
the best outcome of that situation. But he thought he was in trouble, and I was trying to look for him for like where the hell did he go? He just pulled a Houdini on me. And then I see him behind my fucking chair. Are you hiding there the entire time? You're fine, bud. Pets. I don't want to mention this, but I feel
this is
it would
like the
behoove
second
me.
time you mentioned you don't want to mention it, and then you mention the thing.
I have to.
He wants
The other, well, no, it's not necessarily that, but I do need to explain my altruism, if you will.
Okay.
A couple of days ago, I had said something along the lines of, there we go.
Mal is one of the worst co-hosts I've ever had, and I don't want him back. And here I am.
Did you want me to laugh?
Somebody's laughing. Somebody had a
Shut him up.
Get you one. Rip the skin and all that.
Bringing it back.
Yeah,
a season 1.
Yeah.
Don't have no season 2 memes. Get you one.
Get you one.
Season 2. So I had said something along the lines of, I really don't even want to argue about video games anymore. And however, I went on a fucking warpath that very evening. And it only continued after my stream had ended. This was mentioned on stream, by the way, but it had continued even after the fact, because then I had got into another gaming argument via Discord, and I'm just like, can I escape this torment for even a moment? And it's not that I want to argue about video games. I don't mind doing so. It's just I feel like I'm on a different wave of thought most of the time. Like I don't attempt to go against the grain on many subjects. Like I really don't. And I try to be, even though I loathe the word in most cases, but that's all I can really think of. I try to at least be on the side of the consumer more often than not. Sometimes there's times where I'm against the consumer. In terms of free to play and monetization, I'm usually and typically in some cases against the consumer, especially when it's the arguments of, well, it's my money, I can do whatever I want. But that only furthers the deep-seated thought of most companies going, yeah, okay, we can milk this now because this guy's saying it's okay. I got into an argument, and the thing is that when it's comparable, or when it's something that you really care about, let's say it's a franchise you've been a part of for eons. In my case, it would be the long history of Bungie. I've been around since the days of Myth. I've been around since the days of Marathon. That was the 90s. This is 2020 now. I've been, 2021, but you know,
yeah,
we're in the 2020s.
Yeah.
I've been a part of this culture for decades, literally. So when I see somebody that talks about, Halo Infinite, I'm looking around and I'm seeing people that are, what are the arguments here? Well, the arguments is that the game still doesn't look good. Okay, right. Well, the argument is they're not releasing a feature and the feature should be released. Oh, well.
That being multiplayer.
And I've been
Forge.
co-op and Forge.
Oh,
That's you have to be very careful about the wording.
Oh, I thought it was multiplayer and Forge.
Mm. Co-op will not release as well as Forge on launch.
That's weird.
I feel like
that's weird with co-op though.
Not really, and here's the reason. In a moment, I hesitate to argue about these things because from a developer point of view, it's really hard to It's really hard to please anybody at any given at any given moment. You know that you have some stuff riding in the favor of the consumer. Like, oh, well, it's a Halo game, so we already got people on our side for that. We're 343 Industries, so we have some negative points because a lot of people felt like we messed up in Halo 5. All right. So this is our chance to kind of reevaluate what we think the franchise should be going forward. So they go back through all of the art that they've been doing, and they literally do a complete 180 and say, well, we want to go back to more of the classic style of Halo games. And that's, you got a little bit more people on your side because they saw that multiplayer trailer and went, damn, man, that looks cool. The next issue is that Mala brought up is that it's kind of weird how they don't ship co-op, but not really. Anybody that's played the Master Chief Collection, you immediately know where I'm going with this, but co-op in Master Chief Collection does not work.
Oh, it doesn't?
It does not work. 343 is not poised enough to be able to solve that issue, so they need to make sure that they do right here, because and this is what a lot of the flight testers plus me think, because I saw somebody say something similar in the forums. It was like, okay, so if they're working to make sure that the networking is good for co-op for Infinite, that means they can finally do the rework for co-op inside of the Master Chief Collection, because as we have it now, it is virtually impossible to play co-op, especially with 4 other people if the game allows it. You think games like Halo Reach, if you attempt to play co-op, that shit just does not work. In most cases, you actually, for some reason, this works for most people, and I've never understood this. If you still use Hamachi, bless you, but if you still use Hamachi out there in the days of 2021, you can actually use Hamachi and apparently play the game through LAN, and apparently the connection's better somehow.
Like it's a Minecraft server. Oh my god.
Yeah, but they're worried about that angle because they've already messed up the Master Chief Collection, and they needed Master Chief Collection to do good that way, that they had some sort of positivity going into this project. I can't really say why Forge isn't going to ship. Maybe they think the game mode isn't ready. They're doing a lot with that particular part of the engine because they have things like triggers. For those of you that know what Forge is, and for those of you that don't know, it's your massive sandbox. You can mess around with the sandbox in any way that you want. You want to make your own map, you can do that. If you want to make your own game modes, you can do that. But they're adding a lot of things that weren't even around in the days of Halo 3. You weren't able to add triggers to Halo 3. If you wanted things to trigger like a huge explosion when somebody did something cool, you had to do some various rigging around the map itself. But now they've just added the ability to trigger something when something occurs. So I can't really say for certain, but I know for co-op at least, they knew that they already messed up. So they're like, okay, we don't know what we're doing here. Let's back to the drawing board and see how we can further this along. But I had gotten into an argument over that because I had said something along the lines of, my enjoyment of the game isn't going to be stifled just because I can't play these 2 auxiliary modes at launch. I'll play them eventually. I have never seen a single soul, and we all experience games different, I of course, but I've never seen a single soul, at least in my groups, tell me, oh yeah, when Halo 3 releases, man, the first thing I'm doing is co-op. Anybody down? It's like, no, I'm playing that shit by myself. So that way I can experience the game at my pace and see what the game has to offer. On top of that, the multiplayer is free. You get an entire game, an entire feature for free. They want to see, and they want to stress, especially during those first few weeks of launch, this is something entirely new to the company and to Microsoft itself as an industry. This is new ground that they're treading in. So they want to stress how multiplayer is going to affect them. especially in this free environment. There's tons of servers that are going to launch day one. Forge shouldn't be like the main contention point for a lot of people playing this game at launch. You should focus on the multiplayer and make sure that the multiplayer is good. That way, when the Forge does come out, there's just no issues. Period.
Yeah, I mean, if some people aren't even in it for the campaign, you know, they have, oh fuck, it's Halo, and the multiplayer is coming back. I think if anything, like I, that was my actual reaction to finding out that the co-op wouldn't be shipped. I think if anything, that'll just be one of those weird things that comes with, like, you know, the development of the game. It's like, oh yeah, this happened, that was weird, but you know, it came out and it was fine. With Forge, I can understand if they're adding like triggers and whatnot and adding in new stuff that was not in the previous Forge modes for past games. I can totally understand why that would be delayed. If anything, you think that would honestly extend the game's life?
That's what I was thinking initially.
It at a, you know, later point. Not that they were initially intending to do that, but if that's how it is, think of it like that. People will be playing the game for longer, or they'll, you know, come back in waves to play Forge for the first few weeks. The whole huge.
The whole moral of that argument that I got into was that I just feel, in the grand scheme of things, if you're going to call out this company, if you're going to call out this game, it would be wise to have actually experienced the product, the game, the content, prior to saying anything. It's so hard to, and I'm not trying to err on the side of, you know, the company. I could give a fuck. But when it comes to something as weird as, I haven't even touched this game yet, or I had no intention of touching this game. I don't even have the platform where this game would be accessible to me. It's weird to me how it's like, all right, fuck this company already. We haven't even had a taste of this game yet, unless you're on the flight teams. We haven't even had a taste of this game yet fuck this team. Or fuck this development team. And a lot of people, and I get it, a lot of people are worried that, oh, if you're going to cut this content out immediately, it might just be a shit game. But that's you have to be very careful about that sort of thing. You don't know that for sure. You don't know that, and that's why I want people to just air your enthusiasm for a little bit, experience what you can experience. If for some reason co-op is the deciding factor in which you can't play a game, then I applaud you, because a lot of people miss co-op, especially couch days.
Yeah.
There ain't that many couch co-op games going around these days. I applaud you, but if that is your main point of playing a Halo game, like, oh man, when Reach comes out, dude, first thing I'm doing is co-op, as opposed to just campaign or multiplayer. It's like, these are the two main features of the games, but you're on this auxiliary feature. That's a little crazy to me, but we all experience games differently, so I can't. If this is what does it for you in a game, then I don't know. Cheers to you, but I wanted to base the game off what I could experience at the time. If the game sucks, again, I'm the first person to say something, because I'd put my trust in this company. It's hard to develop a game in under such weird circumstances as being at your home, or certain people are able to be at the office and the rest you have to be at home and do this and that from home. You can't allot this many people inside of the building right now. Okay, all right, just work from home, do what you can. It's a weird time to be a game dev right now, especially if you don't have the luxury of, let's say, this studio 343, where you can have people in the office, or you can do things in the office, but it's hard. They've already decided that they didn't want to release it last year, which it was slated for. We never thought the game was ready last year. A lot of us don't think the game is ready now, but they're excited to bring you a product that they already wanted to ship last year. So, I mean,
the important thing is that they did decide not to ship it last year.
Oh, they would have sunk.
Mm-hmm.
Graphically, gameplay wise, the game looked good. Graphically, that was one of the weirdest presentations we've seen in a while. This was our first look at the engine, and you had that to show. Your clay model renders. And a lot of us love the meme. It was a good meme while it trended. It was just that for a lot of us that are into the game, though, it was like, okay, it doesn't look any better than Reach did. It looks very colorful in some areas, but it looks like you made this game out of clay. So I'm glad that they at least said, yeah, we need a little bit more time on that, which you obviously did.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that you guys are looking at it now, especially when you have flight people. And I was looking at the forums during the flight and people that were playing the flight with me, and I was asking questions. I'm like, okay, what do you guys think of this so far? Oh, this definitely needs some work. This weapon right here, it performs a little too well, or this underperforms rather. And it's kind of weird because it's a power weapon, yada, yada, yada. Oh, this map, the spawns, for some reason, I'm turned around even though I've already spawned in the game. Why am I turned this way and all the action's going that way? It's like, okay, well, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of people were finding bugs, and that's what you do as a tester. You try to find ways to break it. One of my favorite things, though, was the whole Fruit Ninja meme that came out, where the guy saw there's a map in Halo Infinite that takes place in some bazaar, and there's a fruit stand, and in the fruit stand, this guy is meleeing the fruit, and he's highlighting the differences between a game. It was Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare, you were able to knife the fruit in a similar map where it takes place in a bazaar or wherever.
All right.
You melee the fruit, and the fruit explodes. In Halo, you melee the fruit, and the entire cart just fucks off. And I was like, okay. He's shooting the fruit doesn't explode immediately, but in Modern Warfare, you shoot the fruit, the single solitary fruit dies.
Who the
you shoot the fruit
cares?
in Halo Infinite. Here's the thing. We'll get to that. In Halo Infinite, you shoot the fruit. That entire sect of fruit blows up. And he was highlighting the differences and attention to detail. And this is when I got on my case about Crobecat. I loved Crobecat videos. I thought they were interesting, but he has spawned in this kind of weird culture where it's okay to merit a game based on the level of detail put in background things. In a lot of cases, it's cool when a dev has something kind of neat that happens in the background of a game.
Yeah, we had this.
A lot of us.
We had this discussion on your stream the other day, where I think I had said that the attention to detail can show that there is a lot more thought and care put into it. But as I just said, who the fuck cares that this piece of fruit is destructible in a certain way?
They got 1 million views. So for every
people apparently do care.
With every 1 in 50 people, you have somebody like you that's going, oh, who in the fuck cares? I'm one of them. However, to a lot of people, you have the side of, okay, who fucking cares? You have a side of, well, if they're not even paying attention to the little right here, how's the rest of this game gonna pair up? I hope it's doing well. These are people that, didn't get access to the beta or the flights. So they're stuck in the dark, and they're just like, oh man, if they can't even get this, then I hope the rest of it's good. You have that side of, man, I can't believe for as much polish as they're saying or claiming that this game has, it doesn't look anywhere nearly as good as something as drab looking as Modern Warfare. The clip that the guy was showing was this really bluish, backdrop. You're in a bazaar, and the bazaar for some reason looks more colorful than just some bluish tone that they had on this map. And I just want people to be careful with these sort of videos and these sort of arguments that go around. It's like, it's cool when there is attention in this part of a game, and I do appreciate that, obviously, but they're making this game out to be a competitive shooter at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. The game is fast-paced. If you're sat there worried about the fucking cart and the way that it interacts with the environment than
you're not
you are.
paying attention to the cart.
I hope you're not. But you have some deep rooted problems.
Well, it's like with Metal Gear Solid 2, for example. In the first bit with like the tanker, you're able to destroy the bottles on the ship in sections, and you can shoot this like ice container, and the ice will actually like melt in real time. They won't produce any, like water or stains or whatever, so 0 out of 10 game, but they will melt. Somebody looked at that and was like, yeah, the ice will melt. But
in Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, you could shoot the aquarium that all the fish are in.
Yeah, I'd seen this just the other day.
And the aquarium will actually leak the water all the way past that point where it was shot. And if you shoot it any further, the fish can actually die. And I thought, man, that was an I think 04 Pandora Tomorrow came out. It's in 06 we got Chaos Theory somewhere around there, and even Chaos Theory has its moments. But I was like, man, that's a game right there.
Also, in that discussion with, games being received and all that such, and experience it before you play it, etc. I find it funny that you had also brought up The Last of Us, since I had been going through that lately on stream.
Well, so we can talk about this. Part one is that you have people that immediately took down this game as like, oh, this is going to be awful because of something that I saw based on this plot. Whether you read the entire plot or just got summarized by various outlets that covered it. The game sold astronomically well. In fact, it was better than what they were expecting. They thought this was going to flop because of it, and the game did better and actually exceeded its projections than where they thought it was going to be. Part two, and this is where we're at now, is that we have people that have bought the game after the fact. That's only furthered the sales. Whether you bought this through other means, let's just say, or you bought it through online stores, because you can do that nowadays. We're in the future. The game is selling like hotcakes still, and I think a lot of people are coming around to it now. It's like, maybe I should just give this game a chance.
After the
and so I was
settled, yeah.
I found it interesting at that point because I had saw an article saying that Last of Us 2 is actually doing kind of well. I was like, really? Well, how well? And so I searched up the numbers, and I went, this game sold 4 million in the first 3 days. So what happened there? Were we still on the edge that it was bad, or did people really want to go, okay, I need to see this game for myself real quick. I need to actually get down and dirty with this. Is it really like this? Because a lot more people ended up buying it as a result of this huge throw campaign of, oh, fuck this game, or fuck Naughty Dog. They did wrong by me. Fuck them. The game did better for it. So I just wanted to outline that I thought that was interesting, that a game could do that poorly. And I had brought up Modern Warfare 2 not Modern Warfare 2, but Modern Warfare as the remaster, not the reboot, the remaster. It's confusing.
Oh my God.
The remaster of the game. People thought that was a huge pile of shit. One that you had to, it was tacked on to another game, right? So you buy this game, now you have Modern Warfare, the remaster, even though you should just sell the fucking remaster.
Well, that's how you get the game sales for the main thing, as opposed to, oh, here's remaster.
They knew that people would do that anyway.
100%.
They knew that people didn't want this product. They knew it. They fucking knew it, and I would have done the same thing, of course. However, you should have just did that. Whether you sell that game for $60 again, fuck you. But if you do that, all right. And if you sell this game for $40, fair enough. People would have just wanted that. And if you would have sold the main game for 62, all right, fine. Fuck you, but fine. The weird thing is that everybody wanted this game to be taken offline. And I had mentioned this Drop Pod one. But everybody wanted this game to be taken off because the servers, it didn't have dedicated servers. So then you run into issues of people making modded lobbies. It's no different to how it was when the game was on its life support during the ending days of 360, let's just say. But it was no different then. You saw modded lobbies and people were just getting around the game in some really atrocious fashion that it was never meant to. So people were like, okay, you need to take this down. We need official servers. Fuck this. I cannot stand it. We also need a good server browser. This game sucks. You had a bunch of people that made Steam groups pertaining to, hey, can we get rid of this game already? Like, can we just take this game down? Can you guys stop the sales of this game so we can sell it in a more finished state, please? Like, that's what I want. The problem is, you would go into these groups. Majority of the people that were in these groups were playing the Modern Warfare Remaster. So it was like, okay, what is your cause here? If you're protesting this game, yet you're still experiencing this product, like what was the point?
It's like,
because you're making it do better.
It's like the kind of people that a couple weeks back had protested like WoW and Blizzard stuff. And they were like, yeah, I'm not gonna play WoW for one day. And then you're going to continue to play it and continue your subscription forever after. Yes? Wow, you really showed them.
What I found weird about this whole situation is that you had people that they were already out of the whole Blizzard cycle during the Hearthstone tournament where, if you don't remember, Blitzchung had said something against, China's current state or whatever. But Blizzard doesn't allow that, because it airs on the border of protest, and we can't have that in professional setting. And people had gotten super fucking mad.
But China money don't.
Exactly. Yes. Well, you have a partner in China now, right? So it's like, all right, you gotta be careful here, bud. I don't need you doing that right now. And that's a very scary thing to me. I'll touch on that in a moment. But you had people that were already out of Blizzard Activision then. And then I'm seeing people on Twitter, they'll type away, oh, I'm so glad I was done with the company a long time ago. I couldn't stand what they did with the Hearthstone tournament. Fuck them. And I was like, what? What did that add? What did you do? What did you do here? Like, what are you doing?
The hero.
And I just found it funny. But I do find it even more funny that they thought this little protest would last. And I remember seeing this. I remember seeing this, for instance, and a lot of people came down on this guy for some reason. It was weird because I've never seen such backlash for something so you think so chivalrous in some aspects. But the guy had deleted this WoW account that he had since the game started, and he had deleted that all of that time spent since the beginning of the game came out. Since I was just a young lad in school to all the way now, he had deleted it and just said fuck this game. A lot of people gave him shit. But a lot of people were like, oh, cheers to you. But the people that gave him shit, it wasn't because, oh, man, you're just a fucking shill. Fuck you. No, they were giving him shit because it was like, do you really think that because you deleted your account, like, that's going to change anything? You fucking moron. Like, did you really think that you deleting your account right now was going to set in motion with everything that's going on already? With all of the walkouts that are in place at Blizzard, did you really think that you doing that right there? Because the guy still wanted to play the game to boot, but he deleted his account. So what are you going to do?
So he deleted his account, but he was still going to play. And is he still playing?
No, the problem is that he wanted to play the game still. He still likes the game, right? But he deleted this account that he had for ages. And I'm sure, I have no doubt in my mind that he has alt accounts that he can go on. Maybe he was just doing that as like a publicity thing because a lot of people paid attention to it, obviously.
Hey, you never know.
But the thing is that did you really think you doing that was going to have any effect on the Activision Blizzard end. Well, okay, well, I guess we have to stop being assholes over here and stop the disregarding of our women staff because this guy deleted his account. And that was what they were trying to point out to him.
I mean, if they're
It's like,
if they're a large name influencer for WoW, and they do primarily WoW content, then I would say maybe, yeah, that makes.
this was a dev. This was a dev that had worked on the game, and he had an account all the way back when the game had started, all the way to now. But my issue is that it was just it was a weird time seeing that you had a lot of people that were so in support of this. It's like, yes, we need to tear down the establishment, and it's like, all right, and then you had the other side going, dude, you're just like, are you that?
What a fucking sheep, bro. Trying to make things better, dude. You're such a fucking sheep. You don't even know. Trying to rebel against the system. You can't break this system, you sheep.
I found it funny. It held my interest that morning because it brought up a good point. It's like, what do people expect on a consumer level? And Michael had brought this up. I don't mean to name drop him so much. I've already fucking diminished his reputation on this program. Season 1, episode 7, we had zombies come on to talk about the trades.
He's so diminished, it hurts. How could you do this?
Yeah. He quit video games.
It's bad.
Anyway,
bad time.
Michael had brought up, it's like, to a degree, I do agree with this. I stopped playing Blizzard games because, one, I felt it was in bad taste as a gaming personality, and I know what's going on, and I've been a part of Blizzard games since the 90s. My first game ever played was Diablo 1. And I just felt it was in bad taste if I played something right now and then people in my corner at least saw me doing this and went, man, do you not know what's happening right now? Like, they're saying it ain't about me. But if I were to play it, I do see how it does look to some folk, and I do feel bad. I already had my little hoo-ah with Ubisoft back when we had that trending tag for a bit, and that didn't go anywhere because apparently the horrible treatment of women is still going on over there, but we're not talking about them. Michael had brought up that on a consumer level, protests don't usually work. And again, I agree with this on some level because, again, I mentioned the other day, it's like when you see somebody protest this game, the sales are going to do better regardless of what you do. A lot of time, you making big noise about something prior to a game's release or prior to the content releasing, it's only going to make the content do even better as a result. And I've only ever seen this trend upward. Like, I've never seen this go against the grain. The only time I have seen this go against the grain was when Evolve was a thing. But we knew that Evolve was going to sink because they decided that the best way to maintain a player base was sell them everything under the fucking yellow sun. That was a sinking ship immediately. They thought that the consumer was dumb enough at that time and that nobody would give a fuck. It turns out everybody does. When you disrespect the time of the player plus the money constraints of a player, it's like, yeah, no, a lot of people care actually. And so and to a degree, I agree with Michael because, yeah, these things, they never work out. A consumer level protest I have never seen it work, ever. The only time I have seen it work was the case of Evolve, and that was years ago now. It's hard to say that, but it was years ago now. But another part of me feels like you can do right because, again, there have been instances where, not necessarily a protest, but somebody brought to light something was happening within a company or brought to light something was happening within a game. In my stead, Path of Exile, for instance, people knew that the game wasn't doing right in its current patch. So what happened is everybody took to Reddit and various avenues of social media and said, yeah, this game isn't doing right. What can we do? And now we have the owner of the company coming out to community-driven podcasts and community-driven streams to talk about the state of the game and how it can change for the better and what is our thought process when we do change something. And I think that's a huge step forward.
Sure.
But that's an area of like, okay, well, the consumer came out and said, hey, man, this isn't cool. What can you do about this? So I agree with Michael up to a point, but I think that there's a little bit more fine-tuning to that. I just find it weird, though, when we see something like the whole Blizzard thing and people are going, oh, well, time to get rid of my Diablo account, even though they haven't played the fucking game since Hitler. It's weird. I digress, though. There's not much you can do. I'm so glad that they got these new people, these younger folk, in the captain's seat, co-owning the chair now. We do need to get rid of Miss Townsend, as well as Bobby Kotick. I can't stress that enough. That Kotick has to go. He has had to go since the 90s. The fact that he still remains it's crazy to me. He doesn't care for the games. He sees an opportunity to make money, and that's really strong. But Activision has kind of lost that edge, and it's been losing that edge of like these are games that we're making. I remember Activision used to send you like apparel, and they used to send you like actual awards for beating a game, like something on the N64 or even the Atari. Like my dad used to hang up shit when he would like beat a game, because he would like send it into Activision, and Activision would send him back this fucking shirt, and he would just have that shirt. I'm like, wow, those days are long gone, and that version of Activision is long gone now. So it's weird, but I'm gonna do. I know for a fact that Townsend has to go, but how is that possible? I believe that she's gonna go at some point. She has to. She just has to. She's not a good fit for entertainment.
I unfortunately agree with the opinion you had said previously on it, that she'll weather the storm, and then she'll be quietly asked to leave after the fact.
That is exactly what I said. I said that she's going to remain here. She'll be removed later. That's what I said.
Just fucking abysmal.
It sucks, but I mean, you have women at the helm, but the problem is that particular woman, she's not good for the overall health of the
She's not
company.
A good person in general.
Well, no, and I feel like obviously in her particular area, which was intelligence gathering, I don't doubt that she was even like then for what she was doing, but it's like even then, what she was doing there, did it actually have an impact, or was it just honest to God cruelty beyond anything that we could possibly imagine, anything that our civilian minds will experience? That's a crazy fucking thought. Like, what was she doing over there, and was it actually a help?
If you're not aware, it was she was working with interrogation methods, and very brutal ones at that.
It was nothing new to us, though. We understood that a lot of this was happening, and a lot of movies at the time were making fucking, albeit crude, but to me at the time they were hilarious, like Harold and Kumar Escape Guantanamo. Shit like that. We had a sense of what was going on down there.
Yeah.
Through media. But
let's have that kind of person who deals with interrogations in the most brutal way possible. Let's have him, have a nice big chair on entertainment company. That's a good idea. Yeah.
I wonder what her qualifications are, or what they saw in her to go, yeah, like this is what we need.
Brutality.
She's, I mean, yeah, but I mean, waterboard the consumer if they say something bad about our game.
She's perfect. She could work at EA.
But you know, making Blizzard out to be the bad guy has actually helped a lot of these companies. Like EA, we don't hear it, even though we should. And I really wanted to make a video the other night. I was getting ready for bed, and I saw this post. I am so deeply rooted back into Battlefield. I had taken a break from the series after, I would say, Battlefield 4, and then I came back for Battlefield 1, and I couldn't really be fucked because there was just so much going on at the time. Dota had really taken a storm from me. Path of Exile was obviously my muse, as well as Dota, and then you had Warframe that I was doing at the time. Battlefield 1 had came out, and everybody was really happy about this new setting that we haven't seen yet in a AAA game before. It's like, man, we're going back to World War I with this shit? Hell yeah. But I had saw a post the other night, and I was getting ready for bed, and I was looking at it, and I saw this guy. Here's the problem. This game, it's like one of those lobbies I used to, come back to school from. We all had that game where you can like get on, and then you had like the server browser, and you actually remembered the people that were in the server. For those of us that played PC at the time, like there would be this Counter-Strike server that I would get on, and I would actually remember the folks that were in that server, and I knew at a certain point, like, this man's about to get on the game and like absolutely eat my ass. Like I should probably leave the server at that point because I know that this guy's skill is like above and beyond what I'm capable of right now. But we used to have those games. That's what Battlefield 1 feels like to me. Like I can get on the game and I actually remember some of the people that I'd been seeing. And I'll see this guy who's like leagues beyond my capability, because I play the game as like a casual milsim in some regards. Like I'll pick a plot on the map as a recon, I'll sit on the fucking point, and I'll be a Wookiee there until I get yelled at by the team and tell me to move or attack the objective, in which case I'll do that. Anyway, I've seen this guy. I kind of want to get my phone to at least pull up the message, but because I want to call him up by name, but I won't do so. I'll hold my composure. We have seen this guy cheat in the game, and that's a huge problem in the EA games right now. We have seen people cheat in these games. Like, it is getting crazy. Titanfall 1, Battlefield 1. It's not one particular game development studio that you can blame, but rather EA as a result of not getting a hold of their infrastructure and just looking at what is going on here, because it's leaking into Titanfall 2, Battlefield 5, Apex Legends. It's getting wild. The ride doesn't end, though, because this particular person in Battlefield 1 we're talking about, I have seen this guy before. I have seen this guy cheat. I have seen this man do things in the game that he really shouldn't be doing, such as racism, just blatant racism. It is weird. He has this macro that will post, and I can't believe I'm laughing, but it's like he has this macro that will post statistical averages of like the crime rate between African American people and just white people in general. God. And then he has this fucking link that you can go to that will take you to a graph of like the crime statistics.
That's pretty
and
good.
I'm just I was stunned. I haven't seen him do that. I've only seen this man cheat, but I have seen this man. However, what's strange to me is that this guy has been able to get around the banning system for years, is what this post was saying. Mm. And I was like, so this guy has been able to cheat on the game for years now, literally since the game has been out, all the way up to now. Is that correct? Like, am I meant to believe that? But then I scroll down, and it turns out, yes, this guy has been on this fucking game for fucking years, cheating. And then on top of that, it's just this fucking racist rhetoric that he has, that he's able to just macro and post out. And the problem is, EA can't really do anything about it, but they obviously fucking should.
It's like with the kind of people that were cheating in like Dark Souls 3 whenever that first came out, and just getting people banned. And it's like, oh, well, I wouldn't cheat if FromSoft would fix their cheating system. And it's like, you're not helping it, though. Oh, but if I did it, or if I didn't do it, somebody else would. And it's like, you're streaming yourself getting people cursed and essentially fucking banned, and they have to kill their character and their account and restart the entire game on release. What a hero.
I had retweeted something from G1 Panda, who's like a major like Destiny 2 player. Like he's like pro. And he was playing Trials, which is the competitive mode for the week, and he had gotten into a lobby with the cheater. And the thing is, oh, by the way, we're finally getting an anti-cheat starting tomorrow. You guys won't even know about this because this will release the next week after, because I actually have to mess around with all this stuff, and then on top of that I have to release it on a Tuesday to keep to schedule. But tomorrow, which is the 24th of August, Destiny will have an anti-cheat. Oh yeah, rejoice. Anyway,
will it run 2 instances and check every file on your computer?
God willing. Anyway, so Panda had gotten into a match with this guy, and the only thing that he sent him, because I almost wanted to do the same when I had a cheater in my lobby. And the problem is you're on stream, so you can't really do much about this, and on top of that, you're not even really supposed to be playing with the guy, right? It's like, they're cheating, so why? But the thing is like the consequences for leaving the match are greater than just fucking playing with the guy. He sent a message saying, why are you like this? The cheater responds to, we were gonna give you guys the win as you could see, but you wanted to be a dick, so we fucked you, is what he sent back. And
okay,
all that Panda could really say is, well, you guys were cheating. And the thing is like, the guy replies as if he's like the beacon of hope for cheaters, because he then goes, you just need to learn that not all cheaters are bad. To which Panda, he was stunned, so the only thing he could say was, oh. And the guy goes back into it with, I got cheats for a reason, okay? And so he asks, so what is the reason for that then? And he goes, to be nice. I mess with people and then I let them win.
Okay.
And
I guess it's one of those ways, talking earlier, one of those ways people enjoy their games differently. They gotta cheat to find enjoyment. But the moment you call them out, you're like, no, you're being a dick. See, I was gonna let you win, but you're being a dick.
We've seen this phenomena a lot, and it's like it's a slippery slope when you start cheating, right? Like the whole point of like, oh, I'm just doing it in single player or whatever. But then some people take it a little too far. It's like, well, I didn't know I could bring these cheats into multiplayer. Well, I'm only doing it to have fun. And they're just finding ways to cope every single, instance of doing it. Oh, well, I'm just doing it because I want to reach the top rank or whatever. Oh, but I only use the AMAC. I don't mess around with the walls or anything like that. I just do the AMAC. Like they're finding reasons why this is okay.
The truest gamer there is. All that's left is just the racial slurs, and then they're a real gamer. Get gamered. I was gonna let you win, but then you were a dick. Get gamered.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. All right, so I want to track back. The problem I have right now with Titanfall and games like Battlefield right now is that EA has not come out publicly and talked about any of this, and I really wanted to make a video to like highlight, like, hey man, like the Apex Legends, the main moneymaker that you guys have right now, the moneymaker that you said you didn't want any part of, but apparently it's your main source of income at the moment. You let that game have a cheater. They caught the cheater, by the way. You probably haven't even heard of this, but there was a day when the new season of Apex Legends launched. This was last season. We're in a new season now, apparently. I haven't kept up. Last season, a cheater had came out and said that Titanfall is under attack. This is true. But how did a cheater manage to do that? He hacked the UI of the main menu. So when people were just trying to play the fucking game.
Oh, it sent them to a website. Yes, I had heard about that, actually.
Yes. Now, it turns out, I heard this from Sharp under the grapevine. It turns out that this guy doesn't even give a fuck about Titanfall. Yeah. He actually wanted to give credence to a game that his team was working on, but they caught this guy. So he ruined his life for a publicity stunt that didn't work. He didn't give a fuck about Titanfall at the end. Titanfall is under attack, though. And this should have been a wake-up call to EA. This isn't on Respawn, even though it kind of is. Sure. This isn't on DICE, even though it kind of is. But it's more to do with EA and how they handle the infrastructure for these games. If a cheater is that easily able to mess with the UI of the game to where I'm just trying to play the fucker and I'm getting taken to an external source on my computer somehow, like that should have been a wake up call. Like, all right, we really got to deal with this cheating thing. This is starting at a base level. Base level meaning the older games that we have in our lineup. It's either you take the fucking games down or you do something about it. But the thing is that with all of the shit going on, you still have people doing it in these games. And there's like no end in sight. And Battlefield 1 is turning into an instance of like, man, I don't think people can actually fucking play this game right now. Because of it. It sucks because these games are kind of monoliths of their period. Like Battlefield 1 is arguably one of the better mainline Battlefield games that have come out because Battlefield 5 was kind of a fuckfest. We don't know how this newer one is going to turn out. Battlefield 4 has lost its player base. It's getting a resurgence now because of all of the big hype for the new one, this and that. But it's just weird how they're able to get around these cheat measures and just, fuck it, do what I want. Strange to me. Strange time.
Strange times we live in, friend.
Watch Spider-Man? That trailer?
No, but I watched like 10 seconds of I guess it was a Doc Ock that shows up or whatever, and he just like not even synced up to to his mouth. He's like, "I'm gonna blow up this city," and then it shows the old Spider-Man from like the original live action movies. Him just like eating like food and just staring. That's all I saw. And then something about Doctor Strange, I guess. And
it'll be a hell of a film, Mel. You want to see it? See it?
The one where old Spider-Man eats the food and Doc Ock's like, "I'm gonna blow up this city." Or
see it?
Or the actual movie.
You want to see it?
No.
Do you? What?
I saw a little bit of the first Tom Holland movie for Spider-Man. And then I'd seen the last half of what was it? Away from Home.
Do you want to see this film or not?
No.
Fuck you too, then.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah, I wanted to see it. That's why I was asking. You want to see it? No. Okay.
No.
Fucking.
I'm not really into superhero
Go on my
movies.
lonesome then. Fuck.
We live in the same state. Live on literally other parts of the
Distance is only a number.
I
I think this happened in a couple
that
of weeks.
Didn't sound right. That didn't.
Fucking. Distance is only
Is
a
that
number.
like what a sexual predator says? Hey, distance is only a number. Age is also
age
only
is
a number.
only a number.
No, I get that, but hey, distance is only a number. I could be even closer to you.
That's not how I was saying that. I'm just saying distance is a number. We can, in a couple weeks' time, get a fucking plane ride out of that joint to Vegas for a few days.
In this climate, nah.
Well, fuck you too, then.
You paying for my plane ticket?
I could.
Nah, not in this climate.
Oh, well, fuck you too, then.
You got Delta, not even Delta Airlines. You got Delta going around now. And John...
Well, actually, we got COVID-22 going around now.
Yeah. You got John Asthma here. He can't do it. Okay?
I wonder if we're going to be put on another lockdown. That's honestly my worry here.
I wouldn't be surprised. Australia just went into another
Australia's
lockdown.
getting so fucked.
Absolutely. Because...
Just hearing Zave talk about it, it's been weird as fuck. It's like, damn, you guys are going through it again.
From what
from
what I've heard, just like from the government, they're like trying to be like, no, but it's fine though. Like they're trying to maintain their pride when they're fucking over everybody.
They didn't know.
No, but our
People
pride.
just want shit to people just wanted shit to return to normal. You can't blame anybody on that.
No,
it sucks.
No, you can't.
It sucks, surely, but it's like, man, I was told that shit was good to go. I didn't even need a mask. I remember I went. There's this Italian restaurant that's not too far away from my apartment, and I walk there every couple of days so I can pick up some macaroon. Not macaroni, but macaroons.
Okay.
And I went there. It's like a couple of weeks now, but I went there, and all of a sudden, it was like, oh, wait, you need a mask now. Luckily, I had it on me, but like, oh, you need a mask now. I was like, oh. It's like, oh, shit. Like, yeah, it's getting crazy again. It's like the cases are rising again here. It's like, well, now we have to worry about 22, and apparently that's a whole different fucking can of worms to Delta.
Yeah, because it's affecting kids.
Dumb fuck.
And what's great, my cousin has brought that up multiple times, is that you have such great, brave heroes that work with children in children hospitals, the nurses, protesting because their companies are mandating they get vaccinated. But hang on, let me be selfish, because my American rights, I don't want to put that in my body.
I don't want to. It's.
Well, no. Regardless of what you think, it's fucking selfish to the children who literally have fucking cancer. That
Again,
no, I won't get vaccinated though. Fuck those kids.
It's a fucking scary game.
It's like they work around children.
Yeah.
It's like have some
But
responsibility or get out of the field. That ain't fair to them. Because of your political alignment, they may end up dying because you were too selfish.
Is that on? Okay, but let me ask you this. I don't want to get too far into this, but is that a fault of the doctors or is that a fault of the parents? Because the parents surely are like, hey man, you don't fucking do this to my kid, okay? My kid doesn't get this, okay? You don't fucking do it. If I find out about it, you're done. You're done. You're just done. That's it. The attorney's coming out. You're done. Or is that actually an issue for the doctor? Because it's like, all right, well, I have a chance to do this. I'm not going to do it, but like they have to keep their hands clean with this.
I think they should stay up to date on the things that could possibly get other people sick.
But again, who are we actually supposed to be blaming in this? Like, I would argue the parents should be like forefront in this. If my understanding is like you can't do anything without parents' consent, is what's happening here in these hospitals in retaliation of, well, the parents are saying, hey, don't do this. So I'm going to bat for the parents, even though it's fucking dumb. But even then, my dog just did a noise. If the parents are saying, yeah, my kid doesn't get any of this right here, does the doctor at that point just go, well, and that's that?
In regards to the kid getting the vaccination?
Yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to do
There's
anything
no,
without like parents'
yeah.
consent. Like,
Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. You can't.
so that
You
my
can't cure stupidity of the parent.
my my question is like, should we be arming on these doctors, even though it's like at the base level here, it's the parents that need to go, hey, yeah, that my kid should probably get this, or
I'm only complaining about the doctors themselves not getting it and them working around children
oh, the doctors
that are very
aren't getting
sick.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I misunderstood that. Okay,
Oh,
I thought you
yeah.
were saying that the kids weren't. I
No,
was like,
no.
well, I mean, the doctors.
Nurses and doctors are, not all, but some are protesting because their companies are wanting them to get, mandatory vaccinations, and they're saying no
Okay.
more rights.
Okay, all right, I was very confused there.
So was I for a second. I was like, where are you going with this?
Because
why
I
is it the
didn't.
parents' fault now? I mean, it is
Well,
if
well,
they don't vaccinate their kid, but it's like, yeah, you can't. You have to put your hands up. There's nothing that you can do. You can't steal the kid from the parents' arms. Unfortunately.
it's scary, man. You live in a country where you don't even trust something as simple as this life-saving or this life-altering like vaccination. Like you in your mind, you think like this will have some huge risks for the rest of my life, but you're willing to take that risk as opposed to the alternative, which is I could have a life-altering disease that may very well affect the way that I can experience life going forward.
Yeah. I mean, some people still don't have their, taste and like smell back.
Well, I mean, they're saying they might never get that back because we just don't know.
It's not the
Like,
same for everybody. Yeah.
like we don't have enough data to conclude like, okay, this is what this will be. I have a neighbor that had to be amputated because of this. Like I don't I this shit's crazy.
I just we for so many years, it's like, oh, get your flu shot, and like, that's a common thing. Now suddenly it's like, oh, well, here's this thing, and it's like, no, we're being the government's controlling us. They're wanting us to put this in our bodies, get microchips on us. They're the size of a grain of rice, and they're gonna track our locations. Motherfucker, they're already tracking your location through your phone.
Yeah, you have your phone on.
You're a
all
little
day,
too
you dumb
late.
fuck.
And to that argument, I'm presented with, no, but the microchip, like they have no other argument to really even back that up. Because unfortunately, I know people who think like this. I still love them and care about them. But there are people that I know who think about this. And I'm at the point where it's just like, do you think that you might be wrong? Because unfortunately, them being right ties into their faith.
A lot of people are just afraid though. They're afraid of this could affect them in some way. This could affect them. And I mean the Pfizer trials, like, they concluded that, oh, there's not much going on, that there could really, you might get a flu here and there, but that's worth it compared to this life altering, virus.
No, but those four people though, out of the billions, those 4 people who had seizures, oh, that's my evidence. I ain't getting it.
That can do it for a lot of people though. It's like, oh fuck, he's going through that, and he's only. It's the same thing with eating ramen, right? It's like, dude, this guy got fucking cancer because he ate ramen, but the reason he got cancer is because all he ate was ramen. Oh well, fuck, dude, I eat ramen every fucking day of my life. Not store fucking bought ramen, not world market variety, like that's actual fucking ramen that didn't have any additives. No, I'm eating fucking top ramen right now. I eat that shit every day on the reg. I don't do anything different with it. It's just the fucking block that it comes with, the little salt that they give you. I eat that shit like it's the only thing on earth.
Okay, which is better? The package of ramen or the cup of ramen? Because
Depends.
okay. I'm glad you said that because I think there's a pretty good argument for both. Because with the cup ramen, you get them veggies, you get the corn.
Oh, don't. No.
Nah, but you get the corn.
That shit is so preserved. It is crazy. Do you know that if you get beef, which is perhaps like everybody's favorite for most of their years until they graduate and then they see all this newer flavor. Did you know like the beef? Did you ever wonder what that shit was or like what the shrimp was?
Oh no, I've wondered what the shrimp was. The shrimp in like the that cupped ramen is like the most fucked thing because it's so tiny. And it's like, how does this even work?
Do you think that's shrimp? Let me ask you this. Do you actually think that's shrimp?
No.
Because it's actually powdered. It's powdered shrimp. They powdered that off and through the name eludes me, gastro something anyway. They managed to mix powder with water to make that gelatin and like harden it so that it would be preserved for fucking ever, the second coming of Hitler. And they've managed to do that with everything in that packaging, including the vegetables. So if you think that shit is real, whoa.
I didn't say it was real.
Oh no, I didn't say that either.
I'm not even discussing preservation.
No. I'm just mentioning that if you think that shit is real, whoa, because a lot of people don't do research into what they eat and they just go, oh, this is pretty good. I'll eat this for the rest of my fucking life. A lot of people don't even make it that far.
Are you aware of the origins of the McRib?
No. Sadly.
Well, how that's made is they get that shape through literally like forming it through this like gelatin beef. And they have like, it's like they have a mold for it. And that's how they get that unique shape. It's not like from the fucking ribs.
Well, that's how they do it for
ribs, obviously.
That's how they do it for the McNuggets, right?
It's a little bit different. As far as I'm aware, the process is just a little different. It's about the same, but you have to keep in mind there's the difference of this is a flat nugget to this thing looks like it has ribs in it. How the fuck does that work? They put it in like a cast mold almost. Not literally, but
a lot of people don't give a shit.
No. The important part is how often you actually eat it, though. Like, I haven't had McDonald's in a good few years. I don't have fast food all that often.
What did you ate out earlier?
That's not fast food.
Well, okay, what did you eat?
From my local pizza place.
How fast is the pizza guy? They pop that shit in the microwave? Tell me.
I'll pop that shit in the microwave? What?
Yeah. Do they pop that shit in the microwave? Tell me.
Oh. No.
No?
No, it's all...
So you're telling me that it's just hot and ready? Right there? By the slice?
I'm saying they make it.
Yeah. By the slice? Or do they make the entire pie?
They make the entire pie.
Okay. Do they have anything ready? Because usually, places like New York, Chicago,
okay,
Vegas.
You're stickling with what you mean by fast food. When I mean,
hold on.
Hey.
You go to these places. You have a slice on the move. You know what that is? That means I walk up to the counter, give me a fucking slice.
And they just give
There's
you
20
the
bones. And they give you the slice, and that's it.
Was it $20 for one slice of pizza? What?
You ever been to Cali?
No.
You ever been to Cali?
Is pizza by the... No.
Have
Pizza
you ever
by
been to
the...
Cali?
Pizza, but no. I haven't. Pizza by the slice is not $20, is it?
Go to California.
Please.
Santa Monica. They have
I remember
this pizza
place.
Stop. They have pizza right there. They have a bunch of corner pizza shops right there. Santa Monica Pier. Go there.
No.
Give me a fucking slice. 20 bones.
I'm scared. I don't want to go there.
I walk out with the slice. What the fuck do you care what I do with it?
$20 for what? This better be like the best pizza, the biggest slice of fucking pizza.
Bro, this shit was fucking magma. It was crazy. I couldn't believe how hot it fucking was. They only put that shit in the microwave for 30 seconds. I'm walking out of there like it was.
No, they don't.
Fucking Mordor.
They don't serve by the slice. My local pizza place.
All right. Just making sure.
When I mean fast food, I'm talking like.
Yeah, you mean your McDonald's and
McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell.
That's not really what it. I mean, it is, but it's not really what it is.
Well, that's
it's what you can get.
That's
immediate.
What I mean by fast food.
Well, you're fucking wrong.
No, you gotta wait for my local pizza place. You gotta wait for the food. You cannot buy a singular slice.
Let me have a slice on the move.
And they say no.
No, they don't say no. They have that shit up.
My local pizza place says no.
Well, it's wrong. But your local pizza place fucking serves pineapple.
It's not fast food. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, it's fucking wrong.
I'm sorry, I don't eat fast food. I'm sorry, I'm not a fucking junkie like you.
Well,
who's like,
I'm not a junkie at all.
Can I get that cocaine on the move?
It's not cocaine on the move. It's magma.
Put in it though. It's about the same. You're killing yourself, Armand. How could you?
Nathan's Hot Dogs here in Vegas. Dog on the move. How much for that dog? 10 bones. Let me walk off with that. Then my dog looked at me that time when I did it. Anyway.
I feel like hot dogs are a different sort of thing because it's not like you're going to make the hot dog generally. Especially if it's like a cart or whatever. You're not going to make the hot dog right there. Form it from hand.
Of course.
You have a line of pigs.
Hey, give me a Chicago dog right there. Relish. Fucking onions right there. Pickle.
Can you imagine
that's what they do.
No, I mean like like they form the hot dog with their hands right there. And like they have a line of like, okay, you're in New York, okay? And you got the hot dog stand. You know, the guy, independent guy. He's got his cart. He's got his nice little fancy umbrella because the weather's a little hot. You understand? And so
is this Irving? What is it?
Listen to me. It's a new business venture. You don't understand. You don't understand, Chris. But he's got this hot dog stand, okay? He's got the cart. You with me so far?
A little bit.
Okay. And he just has a bunch of pigs. And he slaughters the pigs in front of you. And takes and he takes the meat. You ask, can I get a hot dog of the movie? He's like, hang on, I gotta stop these pigs from moving. And
hang the fuck on. Do you know what goes into a hot dog for that to happen? That's not just pig on its own.
No, all of it. And that's what makes it especially funny. They slaughter the pig there, and then there's just blood on the street, on the sidewalk. It helps if it's a rainy day. But yeah, they just form it there from hand, and it takes 20 minutes. But hey, you get that hot dog on the move. You just got to stop for it.
The hot dog on the move is this guy has a hot dog ready to go by the time I get there, and I can just take that bitch 10 bones. Let me off.
You know what?
That's not, hey man, how about you kill the fucking guy so I can see it at least?
Okay, fine. A hot dog on the move. That's not a hot dog on the move because you got to wait the 20 minutes for them to slaughter the pig. Hot dog on the move is...
It takes 20 minutes to make sure they did the job?
Yeah. No, but you say, hey, can I get a hot dog on the move? And they're like, okay, the pig will be $50. And you can just buy the pig. That's your hot dog on the move. You save it for later.
How good of value that is?
That's the thing.
I have an entire fucking farm animal for $50. Where is he making the money? And also, it's that simple to you that's how a hot dog is made? Do you know how much shit goes into a hot dog?
All of it.
What is all of it?
The butthole.
We have some things to talk about.
Hey, it's not my idea. It's Irving's. He's a businessman with standards.
So, like, here's the thing.
No, move on.
In a Frankfurter, is how we used to call these. You had
Glitz.
pork, you had beef, you had chicken, you had turkey, and then combinations of that inside of this casing.
Yeah.
But it's as simple to you as slaughter the pig like it's Minecraft and the pig turns into a fucking hot dog.
Man, if only. That's reality we gotta live in, man. Buy a pig for $50 on the streets. Slaughter
That of the day.
So, yeah. Oh man, hot summer day in New York. Get yourself a glitzy.
You don't even use that. You probably just learned what that was earlier today.
I did not.
Hell no.
I did not.
You tell me right now that you didn't hear what a glitzy was because of Pepto-Glismol. You tell me that right now. To my face, Mala.
I would, but you're not streaming and there is no webcam. So I can only give you my honest word that no.
We can break out the vision cameras.
Do you think I would look up from seeing that fucking Pepto-Bismol hot dog? Like, what's a
all of a sudden
glitzy
it's a hot
from
dog, right?
that?
It's all of a sudden. Okay, all right. Okay.
Disgusting.
World has gone to dogs.
To the pigs. To the glitzies. Get you one.
Anything else?
Oh yeah, I got stung by yellow jackets.
Oh yeah, right. You wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
You said that there was like a tail behind this.
Yeah, it's a very short tail, but it's interesting enough. So, I haven't.
Go on then. Sorry.
Go on. Give us one for then. I will. I don't know why you sound like that now, but that's you.
That's what I said. That was a voice for me. That was me.
That's apparently you.
That was me.
I don't know why you sound like that, but yeah.
What sort of British accent was that? From whereabouts?
Get you one.
What?
Get you one, cunt.
There you go into Australia.
We've moved from the UK to Australia.
I had to find a way to fit in.
Yeah. So I haven't had the opportunity to mow my lawn because, as earlier I said that I quit my job. I did it. Hooray. Yay. And so I've been working inside a lot.
As you do.
Yes. And my sleep schedule has been super fucked. Last week for 2 days, I was waking up at midnight, which is just nonsensical. And so being on that like evening schedule, just in general, not even the 2 days of midnight waking, it gets to like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. or later. And it's like, okay, either, it's starting to get dark. I just woke up and I don't feel like mowing my lawn immediately. So it sat for a bit. And so I finally get the opportunity to mow it. Oh God. The days, they're all trailing together. It's Monday. It's about to be Tuesday in 1 minute. On Sunday.
Less
Yes.
anti-cheat.
Yeah. Way of the future. So yeah, Sunday I go to finally mow my lawn. Oh, also the weather has been fucking terrible too. It's been raining almost nonstop for like the past week.
In that case, wouldn't that be the best time? Because then the Yellow Jackets wouldn't even be there.
I didn't know they were there to begin with. Yeah. So I'm all set on Sunday. Go to start mowing my shit. And I, like, within 20 seconds, no joke, I pull my mower out and, I started up. I filled it with gas already. I started up and I start mowing. Within 20 seconds, I'm suddenly feeling sharp pains. And then I realize, oh, fuck, I'm being accosted by Yellow Jackets.
Making an attempt on my life.
Yeah. And so I run, I walk away a little bit. And just as this is happening too, my neighbor from up the driveway comes driving down. And he's apparently inattentive, so my mother says. But I have no doubt in my mind he just randomly saw me fucking freak out. Because I swear he stopped for like a second and then kept driving.
Oh, I would.
Just see this guy just throw off his headphones, his sunglasses, his gloves, and then like storm into his house.
You didn't wave them down? Like, oh man, they got fucking bees down here.
Let me in! They're attacking!
Oh no, you don't open the window for something like that. You don't even crack it. You don't even crack it. No.
I just start banging on his door, and he just starts driving by as I slide off of his car door. So yeah,
there's a fellow that I watch on YouTube called the Hornet King, and he always deals with Yellow Jackets, and he vacuums them, and I think that shit's cool.
It's pretty neat.
Think.
Yes. It's you, isn't it? That's why you said think.
Hornet King on YouTube.
Pretty good. It's you. You did it.
Bro, we don't have Yellow Jackets out here. Fuck that. We have scorpions.
How
I got scorpions.
How much is that a problem? Like on everyday life, like for you?
Every now and then you get the odd scorpion resurgence because we dug into some ground, and all of a sudden they had to find somewhere to go.
Oh, miss me with that.
I gotta go somewhere.
Fucking miss me with that. It's like when I lived down in Florida, we had cockroaches. Man, I wasn't like afraid of cockroaches then when I was like a kid, like less than 10. Now, like, I can't fucking stand cockroaches. I haven't seen one in a long time. The ones that hiss are like sins of humanity.
It's like saying a flying spider, though. It's like that. Fuck that. I love spiders, but fuck us flying one.
I say sins of humanity like we fucking made them.
I think we engineered some missing
They're
cockroaches.
sins to the world.
No, I think we engineered them.
Just like mosquitoes were a mistake of the universe.
We crossbred these fucking cockroaches to do that. I don't have a doubt in my mind. How familiar are you with Silent Hill 4? I just want to talk about my October stream plans.
When I finish my Hornet story, I can tell you.
I thought that was it.
No, that wasn't
that was it because you entertain the idea of Hornet King. You entertain the idea of Hornet King. Go watch that fucker, by the way. He is good cunt. Okay? He'll teach you a thing or two about Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jacket removal, in fact.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay?
I may be dealing with that tomorrow.
Okay?
Maybe.
No, promise.
Let me just finish my thing, and then you can talk about your October thing, all right? I would answer your question.
I just want you to watch them.
Just let me finish my thing here, all right?
No, no. Please finish. No, please finish. Please finish it. But watch Hornet King. You fuck.
Fine, I will type it into YouTube right now.
Think.
See, that's me actually typing. Hornet King. There we go. Eyes, yeah, Hornet, and he's got the crowns in the eyes. See, that's how you know I'm being authentic. I did look it up. He's got the crowns in the eyes.
Think.
Okay. Yeah, so I run back inside, and I'm in fucking pain because in my 24 years, I've never been stung by a bee, a wasp, a hornet, anything of the sort. And now my record is fucking ruined. Because of Yellow Jackets they had a wonderful underground nest. And there would have been no fucking way I would have been able to see that, regardless of how high my grass was. I would not have seen an underground nest.
Do you know where the nest is now?
I do know where it is now because I mowed over the fucking nest, and it's like
that's what set him off.
Yeah, it's the one part of the yard that is mowed. Like I said, I got 20 seconds into mowing and I was attacked.
Is your lawnmower still on the lawn?
But I moved it away from where they're nested a bit. Only to realize that there's this massive fucking spider that's like the size of my thumb that has this huge nest right near where I put it, and I was like, oh. Like it's okay. Well, I have to say that the handle is away from where the spider is. Like I can pull it out and it's fine. And like I made his web or her web, whichever. I made their web jump a bunch and shake, and like they were fine. But yeah, I can still get my lawnmower. It's just it's covered now. It's away from the Yellow Jackets, but it's like in between a rock and a hard place. A big ass spider and the Yellow Jackets underground.
Isn't it weird how like when you mention something like that, you always feel like they're like right next to you? Like they're on you in some capacity.
Usually, but not at the moment, because I'm not focused on thinking about
I would recommend this. I would recommend this is that you get some Orkin defense, spread that around, and then you have to deal with that nest. But then you also have to deal with the spider's nest because you can't have both.
I'm not worried about the spider.
No, I'm worried about the spider for you.
What's outside?
Because you have a nest of them, you see. Like you have a nest.
No,
right?
No, I ain't got a nest of spiders.
Okay, because you said nest. They had a web and you had a nest.
Yellow Jacket nest.
Yes, the Yellow Jacket has a nest. But then you had the spider problem. You had this big ass spider and then the nest.
Spider has a web.
So the spider only has a web.
Spider only has a web.
You know what the type of spider it is?
No.
Does it have markings on its back, on its abdomen?
Oh, you better believe it fucking did.
That's not good.
I give you a picture. It's
That's not good.
It is I'm describing it for the audience because that's not good to do otherwise. It is
exactly.
It's black stripe down the middle. It's got some like yellow spots going down it.
Melon, you gotta deal with that fucker.
It's got some yellow bits on the side.
Fuck me dead.
It's the size of my thumb. Dude, I think spiders are fine for the most part, and like it's outside.
Not that one.
If it was in my house, I would have a problem. It is outside in a spot that I normally do not go to, so we are cool. And I shook its web, and it was still cool. It didn't move. I was like, "Ooh, you're a big boy." That was about it.
So what you have is an orb weaver. We call those yellow garden spiders. That extra little bit in the front, that's a second claw. That's a claw that they have. Like they have claws.
Oh.
Those two legs on the front, those are claws because they have to. It helps them with their spinning.
Those things could take down a dog.
I don't know why I know too much about this, but this is a female because the males look kind of They don't look like that. Like they're a little less imposing.
Oh.
Um, and you said that this is like the size of your thumb. So yeah, no, this is a female because
Yeah,
they tend to
Yeah, she a big
grow.
boy. She a big girl.
Um, the venom that they produce is harmless to you. But they it's kind of weird how this is in such close proximity to yellow jackets because usually they like to hunt bees and flies and shit, something that's highly mobile. They like to immobilize those things. But it's weird how this particular orb weaver is in proximity of yellow jackets because they don't tend to like those. Um, it don't
funny
get
how it
bit is
right?
all I have to say. Don't get bit is all I gotta say about that.
I
That's
don't think I will. She can hang out there. I'm cool with spiders. I know there are spiders in corners of my house that I frequent, and I'm like, you can chill there. That's fine. The moment they start getting into my shit though and getting in my face, that's when I'm like, okay, either I'm gonna move you outside, or you are just gonna be dead. And I apologize,
just
but that's
so fucking crazy that you have an orb weaver out outside your fucking. We don't see those out
I'm
here.
just surprised you knew what the fuck it was.
It's impressive, right?
Yeah. So I run inside. Yeah, I wasn't done. You sidebarred on that spider.
No, it was.
Yeah. I I run inside and yeah, I'm searing in pain and I'm like, oh fuck. That's kind of all I can say. Because again, I've never been stung and I don't know if I'm allergic or not. I'm not. I know now. But like when I came inside, as far as I know, and you might actually know if you knew about the spider and you're watching the Hornet King, yellow jackets can sting multiple times. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'm wondering is, I noticed that on both of my socks, because I should say, they got me, like if you turn over your arm, they got me on my forearm. And that's like, that is the bit that initially, and it still kind of does, but it like really fucking hurt. And it's really red now. It's very obvious. They got me right below my right knee, and they got me also right above my sock line, like near my Achilles heel on my right leg as well. But what I noticed is that two of the yellow jackets were still on my socks. And correct me if I'm wrong, is that a thing where it's like, oh, hey, we got him pinned down, come get him? Like that sort of a thing?
So what will happen is that if you saw the queen is this big fuzzy fucker.
I did not.
If you saw the queen, she produces this pheromone that basically tells the whole antlion tribe, yeah, go fuck this guy up.
Yeah.
But if you have just yellow jackets sting, they just got caught. They're just caught. They were just in there. Now, hopefully, none of them came into the home, because that would be the next issue. You only knew that you had these couple on your socks, but hopefully they didn't roost inside somewhere.
Yeah, no.
Especially if you allowed them to live, the ones that were on your socks.
No. They got flushed down the toilet.
Ooh.
Yeah, I smashed them in fucking tissues.
Okay.
And then I flushed their asses down the toilet. Because I noticed the one, and then I noticed another one. And I had to, like, check myself over
now,
there was nobody else.
Yes, now make sure that you check yourself very well, because all of a sudden in a couple of days' time, in a day's time, you don't even think about it. All of a sudden you have, like, a stinger, and you sat somewhere in a weird position, or moved somewhere in a weird position. It's like, damn, that's really nested in there. Yeah. Fuck, he still got me.
No, I mean, I've gotten a shower, obviously, at this point.
Well, I mean, that doesn't do it, though. You have something that pierced your skin that doesn't just...
I'm saying I would have noticed it by this point. And also, I would have felt it. I'm a little piss baby when it comes to pain.
The
I have
thing
no
is that
tolerance.
it will inject itself frequently if it was left. So the problem is that this is like a dormant issue. So all of a sudden, in a couple, it could be tonight. All of a sudden, you turn on your side. That's a fucking stinger. I'm just.
I think I would have
Listen,
felt it.
I don't care if you have perception level 20 out of 10. It could happen. I'm just letting you know that I hope that you did your due diligence.
I did my due diligence.
I do. Look,
I can't.
damn, you have a fucking orb weaver.
But yeah, I freaked out a little bit, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I've never been stung. So yeah, I got in touch, or I tried to get in touch with my landlord's son up at their workshop today. He wasn't in, but his daughter was in, my landlord's daughter. And so I passed on a note being like, hey, I got a nest of yellow jackets. They fucked me up. And their dad, years back when he was mowing the lawn, when he was still able to do basically anything before his stroke, he got attacked by bees or hornets or whatever. Maybe it could have also been yellow jackets up on this hill, like a bit away, like a few yards away from where the yellow jackets are currently nested in my yard. So maybe there's like a, oh no, I get the feeling, bro. Yeah, we'll help you with this. So yeah, hopefully I can have some solution to that tomorrow or get on it. I just said, hey, can you let them know, like, if there's any poison I can use, or if somebody could take care of it, which I'm really hoping somebody can take care of it and I don't have to do anything about it. Because worst case scenario, either I use poison or I use gas. And I'm not going to lie, my first thought was, what if I just drown them out?
No, that's the worst possible thing you do.
No,
Because then you just you disturb the hive. They don't just drown because oh fuck water. Oh fuck. No, now they're looking for the source of the problem, and you're the source of the problem.
No, but Dawn, also screen.
Dawn.
Yeah, so
Soap.
Have you never heard of this?
No, I've heard of it. That doesn't.
Yeah, you use soap, pour it in the hive, and then you put a screen over, or maybe you do that initially, and then you put the hose, and then blub blub blub. You drown out the hive.
I like how you went with gas, like you have access to like some C67 tear gas.
I did not. Okay, I've done nothing. I want to make that clear. I was told that by my landlord's daughter when I talked with her today. She said, "Yeah, when we had that problem, we used gas."
Damn, you have an orb weaver.
Anyway, so I'm a little
big
itchy.
fucking boy.
I'm a little itchy. I'm a little scratchy. Shit's still red. I have an orb weaver.
Damn. Don't shoot that shit out here. And the worst we have are those. You got these big ones. They're black. They're just black though, so you know that they're good. But they're black, like they're. Sorry, that's not the issue.
What
they're
do you
black.
mean? Aren't the white ones the best one? I thought the white ones were the good one.
No. You're more interested about the pattern, not necessarily the color of the spider. You're more interested. The spider could be any fucking color, unless you have a huntsman. A huntsman is white, tannish.
Yeah, because they're
Now, if you have a huntsman, that's a problem. That's a fucking problem. If you see one of those fuckers, you don't even attempt to touch them. You don't touch them at all. They're predatorial, and also they're very smart and intelligent. I don't know why I know this. They're very intelligent. So they actually remember your face. Like they know, like if you do right by them, as say you fed them, then they'll be all right with you. But then you've invited that into your home. Like, but I have a fucking huntsman. That's like having a Wendigo. It's like, man, I have a fucking Wendigo, dude. Like,
the crows of the arachnid world. Yes, you feed the Wendigo, and the Wendigo's like, yeah, we're cool. Yeah.
But it knows, like, okay, this is my source of food, so I probably shouldn't fuck this guy up. It's like that, like that's what's going through their head. Anyway,
Halloween.
the fucking orb weaver, damn.
Fucking orb weaver. How's your Halloween plans going?
Just the fucking orb weaver, though. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, I was asking, what have you played Silent Hill 4? Because you went into an argument with me about Silent Hill 3 that you obviously weren't prepared for, so I was just wondering if you played Silent Hill 4.
This is a while back. I went into an argument with you about. What was the argument about?
There wasn't a UFO ending, even though there clearly was.
Oh, for Silent Hill 3? Oh god, I feel like I'm about to rehash this. I don't even remember if there was.
Are you fucking me?
I honestly, I've been busy. I haven't been thinking about the UFO ending for Silent Hill 3. I don't even remember if there is one. You've clearly thought about it more than I have, so.
Because I just can't believe that the person that likes the series along with me, it's like the only person that I know that likes the series with me. It's like, you don't know that the UFO ending exists. But the problem was that you called me out saying that there wasn't a UFO ending. I'm like, all right. I played the fucking game.
I never got
recently.
it. I never got it. That would certainly help with that. Calling you out.
The problem was like, okay, but I played the game, and then you're like, okay, I'll succeed. And I was like, oh. But there clearly fucking was. And then you went to look it up even after the fact, even after I told you, and you're like, oh yeah, there is. And I was like, what?
Oh, wait, that's right. See, you know what? I think my counter argument was I always forgot. Because the way it's animated makes me think of, like, one of the PSP games. Because it's, like, very cartoony. And it's not like the other UFO endings where either it's with Downcoming. I'm talking about Homecoming. With Downcoming, it's actually animated, like, in-game cutscene. And then, like, the older ones, it's this stupid, dumb, like, slide by slide. Whereas with Silent Hill 3, it's very cartoony, and there's actually dialogue to it. That's why I forget it every time, and also because I haven't gotten it. Now I remember. Okay. I've played, to your question, I've played a few hours in to the room.
Shite.
But I never beat it.
You have plans on beating this?
If I could get hold of a PS2 copy, honestly.
Because that was going to be I think that was going to be like day or week 1 of October stream. It's actually getting down and playing Silent Hill 4. I put it off because I bought it. And I just decided not to touch it, even though this is my favorite Silent Hill.
Oh yeah, because it's on PC, right? I mean,
actually, Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4 are on PC right now.
It is technically true.
Also, Homecoming is also on PC, but we don't talk about Homecoming here. Even though I like Homecoming, I will say that I'm a devout Silent Hill fan. I will defend Homecoming. Though, fuck you. You can say anything the fuck you want, but I loved Homecoming, and guess what? Russian development team that made Downpour, loved that one too. Fuck off. Obviously on the lower end of the spectrum where these games lie. In fact, Homecoming is the last, but loved it. That's not bad.
Can I have an argument to say, at the very least, am I allowed to argue that Downpour is not a good game because I did not finish it? Or do I have to have finished it to have an opinion?
No, you don't have to finish it, but you've experienced it.
I have experienced Downpour.
And you believe that the experience was enough to form an opinion, is what I'm going to ask you. Like,
Yeah.
have you gotten past like the beginning section? Is what I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, I was if it's for any reference, I think I got to the radio DJ and like I had gotten the alternate costume like the hoodie. So like I put some time into the game. And like meeting the radio DJ, I think that's like a bit into the game. But you also have to keep in mind I play games really slow, so maybe it's like mellow. That's like the first or that's like the second hour. I do remember the mine cart ride though. That's
I
like
like the pacing.
that's like the one thing I remember about Downpour is like the first area with like the kitchen after the bus crash and the minecart ride and then the stupid bullshit with getting the hoodie, the alternate costume. In which, after thinking about it for a long while and then seeing it again, man, that outfit just is not great. It's not as good as like the default one. But I don't like Homecoming. I mean, it's if I liked Homecoming, Downcoming, if I liked Downcoming more, I would say maybe it would be like obviously not favorite game because it's Silent Hill Downcoming, but like it'd be on that level of this game is really stupid, but like I really like it on the same level of like Dark Souls 2, where I think that's a terrible, stupid game, but it's my favorite Souls game. I think
By that logic, then that Silent Hill is probably your favorite in the series.
nah, because it's just not great in a lot of parts.
It's Silent Hill 4, Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 2, then Silent Hill 1,
Nah.
and then Downpour, and then Homecoming. But this is on a scale.
Is it Book of Memories?
But this is on a scale of I like these games though. Like I don't. Like, it's just that Homecoming happens to be on the bottom of the list.
Yeah,
I love it.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I like the games. I just think Downcoming is a bad game.
I like it better than Homecoming, but I love Homecoming though. Like I love Homecoming. Like I love it. Like I want to get it. But you know what's on the bottom of the list, though? You want to know what's on the bottom of the list, though? Mel? Do you really want to know?
Origins, Book of Memories,
PT. Yep.
Wow.
Did not like it because it set our expectations way too high, and then we found out that the true villain all this time, slot machines.
Well, that's not fair. If we're looking at it as something that Hideo Kojima just produced, then no, it's great. I see PT and I don't see Konami because they fucking kick that shit to the can.
I only see Konami when I look at it, though.
That's an interesting perspective to put that on, but I understand and I respect it.
Oh well, thank you.
But yeah,
I just see their filthy mitts all over it.
Sure. It's like I can't not get a bad taste in my mouth when I think about PT because it's like what we could have had, but
exactly.
It in the end, just like Metal Gear Solid in general, it's like that's Hideo Kojima's. That's not Konami's. It's his fucking baby. It's his series. I mean, they did survive after
they did fucking survive, Mela.
That Metal Gear Survive, that is Konami's. Metal Gear Solid 5 is unfortunately Hideo Kojima's.
Are you ready for this?
Mm.
It's gonna blow your fucking world right now. Ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna end the podcast here. Thanks everybody for watching.
Survive, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2. That would imply that I love Survive. I fucking no. No. It was in the same vein of like they were just trying to get in on that survival crafting shtick that was like going on,
Well, absolutely.
and they thought that was like what people wanted to do was place a fence down and like jab your stick through the fence. It's like that's. But anyway, I was gonna do Silent Hill 4 at week 1 of Strem. Intermittently play Phasmophobia because then I'm expecting big updates because October. You also got September releases.
I mean, if you're wondering if I'll, watch your Silent Hill 4 stream, yeah, I'll probably catch bits of it. I have no
Oh
issue
no,
with
no, no,
that.
no, 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 no. I was only asking you this because I wanted to see what you knew of the game. You see,
Ah.
but apparently you didn't even finish it.
No, I got to well, that game is like really that game gets really confusing with all the worlds because you can just backtrack a lot, can't you?
At some points, yeah.
Um
But you want to do that.
I want to say the farthest I got was maybe that really weird tower with the really good enemy, the twin babies in that like black cloak. It's a fucking phenomenal enemy design. You have any idea what I'm talking about? I think it's like a prison.
No, of course I do. Of course I fucking do. Yes,
Yeah.
the twins.
Yeah.
Did you know that they were killed all the way back in Silent Hill 2? Which is why you see them in Silent Hill 4. And also, did you know that Silent Hill 4 is actually connected to Silent Hill 2?
I mean, in what way? They're kind of all in the same universe.
Though, I don't, it's hard without.
You can do it.
Okay, so, all right, let's just do it.
Let's do it.
You know who the main enemy is?
Wow, how vague. In what?
Silent Hill 4, the antagonist of Silent Hill 4. You know who that is?
Oh, it's John Longhairman?
Do you know the name of him?
No.
Walter Sullivan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Did you?
who do you play as in 4?
Henry Townsend.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's
Now,
right.
the reason why I bring up Walter Sullivan was because he was actually a child during the events of Silent Hill 2. And you read about him through various newspapers in Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
And then in Silent Hill 3, there's a puzzle that involves you naming correctly one of the characters, and the answer is Walter Sullivan. But then, here's the biggest fucking thing. You know who the protagonist of Silent Hill 2 is?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Who?
It's James Sunderland.
Yes. Do you know who plays James Sunderland?
Oh, God.
Troy fucking Baker. In the HD release. It was actually Guy Seehee
Thank you,
in
yes.
in the original. But Troy Baker in the HD, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't... You have the option of playing not the HD redub. Why the hell would you play?
You love Troy Baker.
No. Over the original? No.
Anyway, do you know what his father's name is?
No, but I remember he does have something connected.
Frank Sunderland. Now,
Yeah.
Frank Sunderland is Henry's superintendent in Silent Hill 4, and he actually gives Henry a lot of his apartment gifts. Ain't that shit wild?
Yeah.
It's all interconnected, but people thought that this game was like, it was meant to be like its own little thing, but no, it's all it's connected.
It's all connected, Meta. Meta, the Matrix has you.
So next, what I'm going to tell you, I probably should, because I don't know if you're actually going to play this game.
It's about the apartment.
It's about the apartment, yes.
Yeah, we don't really need to go into that. And I know, but I don't want to be reminded of every single detail. I know
It's
the
not. It's
I
not
know the
what you
main
think.
thing. No, I know the main thing
What's the main thing?
that Mr. Sullivan, he had that apartment.
No, fuck that. That's some dummy shit. No, that's dummy shit. You find this out in the please. You find this out in the introduction, Mala. The introduction. Can I help you?
Yeah.
In the introduction, you find this out. Are you prepared? You should be. Brace yourself. I have a picture of Henry Townsend on the apartment's wall in the bedroom, and you find this out in the introduction. When you go to examine the photo, Henry says, "Who the fuck is that guy?" Implying what?
That's not him.
Exactly.
Whoa!
So who the fuck is it?
Walter Sullivan.
No.
James Sunderland.
No.
Cheryl.
Do you know the name of Jay?
Jay.
Jay. He is actually the false protagonist of Silent Hill 4. Joseph Schreiber. He was the journalist who was mentioned in Silent Hill 3, came all the way back in Silent Hill 4 as the false protagonist. It's actually him that you're playing as at the beginning of the game. Ain't that some shit?
He's trying to spoil the game, so I'll watch it.
No, that wasn't a spoil at all.
It's all spoiled.
You wouldn't have found this out. You wouldn't have found this out.
Prove it.
You would not have found this out.
Prove it.
Because you would have actually had to have read the notes and gave a fuck.
Yeah, prove it.
And I can already tell that you wouldn't have given a fuck.
I wouldn't really.
No.
I would not have given a fuck.
Because
really.
because you didn't even know about James Sunderland. You didn't even know. You didn't know.
Because I haven't. You know when I last played Silent Hill for the Room? Was?
Probably when you were just a wee lad. And you said, fuck this game.
Also, no, I did not say fuck this game.
No, because you couldn't have, because you were just a little lad. That would have been in bad taste.
No, I just moved on to other games because I still have this hyperfixation in which I played the game a lot and then I stopped. I used to do that a lot with new games. I'd play them non-stop, get really close to the end, and then just stop. And then come back like 7 months later and like, yeah, it's time to finish it.
But you find that out at the beginning of the game anyway. That you're not actually Henry. At the beginning. After that, you're Henry, of course, because that's the character. But in the introduction, that was wild.
I played The Room on the original Xbox. Big fat fuck controller. I still have.
I thought you would have played it on the PlayStation.
No.
That's where I played it.
I mean, I wanted the I said I wanted the PS2 copy just because it'd be easier to stream and like I have everything set up for that. And also it's just that's a better way to play all the Silent Hill games. To be fair, is on
in a way that I agree. The only Silent Hill game that I played aside from Homecoming was an Xbox experience. I'm sorry, but the only Silent Hill game that I played on Xbox was Silent Hill 2, and I felt like it was okay, but I felt like it would do better on a PlayStation. So then the preceding games I only played on a PlayStation until Homecoming, which I came back to Xbox for.
Yeah, it's like I even Yar Har have Silent Hill 2 on
my
PC.
Stop.
Yar Har. And like that shit looks really good with all the patches and such. but it's just not the same as playing it on the PS2. Because
I kind of prefer the PC version though. I succeed to your comment.
And it looks
good.
too crisp.
It does, especially with the mod.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It's like I really like how it looks because again, it does look really good and really crisp. That's
how it should be played.
It's not how Silent Hill 2 looks though.
Yeah, but that's how it should look.
Grungy and just CRT
that's how it should
TV.
Look. No, it isn't. It's grungy and should look good at 60 FPS.
Have you seen? I'm not talking about FPS at all. I'm just talking about quality.
Oh no! I'm talking about frames per second, baby.
Have you seen
20 FPS? You gotta fuck off with that.
I ain't talking about any frame rates. I'm only talking about the quality of the picture.
No. 60.
Have you seen? Have you seen? Pictures of like older games that used like pixel art and sprite work that are presented on like in remasters, for example, or just on modern monitors, and then you go back to like having it be on a CRT TV, 4x3 TV. It's a fatbacks for all those that don't know. And the pixel art just looks gorgeous and it has all this detail to it. And it's like, how does this happen where we go from, old TV to modern systems? And it's like, what doesn't translate there? It's very interesting if you haven't seen anything with that or heard anything.
Well, the problem is that you're closing the aspect ratio down. NVIDIA does a very good job with AI scaling nowadays. So like you can scale a game like Diablo 1, which I highly recommend, not to play Diablo 1, but if you have Diablo 1, not you.
Yes.
The dear listener. If you have Diablo 1, I want you to do this. You head into your NVIDIA settings, into your control panel, and you turn on integer upscaling within the control panel. And what that's going to do, because a lot of us nowadays don't have no 800 by 600 monitor. You obviously have 1920 or higher. So what you're going to do is turn that up. And what that does is that makes the game, because it was only meant to be on a fixed aspect ratio, but what it can do is that if this game was designed for 400 by 600 aspect ratio all the way back then, and you're playing on a 1080p monitor now, you're not getting all of that detail because these pixels aren't scrunched up for you. They're exasperated, and they seem like they just don't fit. But you turn up this upscaling, and then all of a sudden it just looks better. Also, I need to hydrate, but it looks better.
Hey, let me spend my health fuel. All right, there
Please
we go.
don't.
Now you can hydrate.
Damn. Do the dance, monkey. Do it. But yeah, take a look at that. It looks a lot better, especially with a lot of these pixel games.
Here's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, and I'm sorry that this is C thing and this is audio podcast, but if you just look up something like pixel art differences on CRT TVs, you'll be able to find plenty of things of that sort that I'm talking about. That is just like you have this detail because of the how the CRT TVs are, as opposed to having them on modern monitors, and it's
okay. So explain this image to me. Is the right modern and the left is CRT? Because the left looks CRT.
Yeah, the left would be CRT.
And you're telling me there's more detail in here when I can see more detail, especially in that bottom right hand picture of this Minotaur looking figure.
You think the right one has more detail?
I can make out what he's wearing. I can make out the cloak. I can make out that he has this little leg thing of his going on there. I can make out the detail of the skeleton man's shield on the top right. I can see the different color variations of the sword, where it's like gray on the side, because obviously that's where the blade end is, and it's more silver on the other end. I can make out the pauldron on his shoulder.
I would like you to add this picture to the podcast whenever you upload it to the YouTubes.
I might have to.
And if you think that the right ones are better than the ones on the left, then I can understand why you would think that Silent Hill 2 looks better on the PC as opposed to the PS2. It's about when it comes down to it, it is about the aesthetic to it, and of course that's personal choice. And I sure as shit ain't knocking you for that. I'm just saying I can understand in that way why you would think Silent Hill 2 looks better on the PC as opposed to how it originally was on the PS2.
My problem is I can't get past, and I know you don't want to talk about this, but I can't get past the frame rate. It hurts. Like, to go back,
Oh,
like,
no,
it physically hurts.
Not
It
that I don't want to
physically
talk about the
fucking
frame rate.
hurts. No,
No,
you don't. You don't.
It's
Sorry.
no, it's just when I'm talking. I was only talking about the quality of the picture. I wasn't talking about how it moved.
Of course, but the problem I have with going back to, especially a game like Diablo, like, I cannot play Diablo without the Hellfire mod. Like, I cannot play Diablo 1. Like, it's my first game, and it's one of my favorite games of all time, but I cannot go back to that game and not have Hellfire installed. What Hellfire does is that it makes the game be able to be played at a 1080p resolution. It also makes the game play at 60 frames per second. I cannot go back to a game that was only meant to be at 24 frames a second, and then they were trying to hype it up as, oh, well, 30 FPS is the big new thing nowadays. And that it was the big new thing for a whole fucking decade, or a whole generation of Xbox games and PlayStation 1 games. If you were playing PC at the time, 30 FPS was the thing. It remained the thing until we had 60 FPS.
It's understandable.
But, like, I physically cannot go back to a time where I'm like, damn, 24 FPS.
Can
like,
you?
the only time... Sorry.
Are you able to play any games that are at 30 FPS, or like you just can't stomach it anymore?
If I am forced to play the game at 24 FPS, like, okay, I'll suck it up. But it often becomes a chore for me if that's the case. And it befalls the community if, like, I get into an older game that I haven't played in years. It's like, man, I hope that you guys have some fucking fix for this. Or something that amps up the frame rate, or something that amps up at least what I'm seeing here visually. Because my eyes cannot keep up with that anymore.
So, here's a question for you. If you had the option of playing a game like on the PS2, if you had the option of playing it emulated, with all the, great things that it has, or on the original hardware, and like they both work perfectly fine, which would you pick? You'd probably pick the emulated.
Well, that's an interesting point. You said that it's just the same. It's just the same game. Or I'm actually getting the benefits of the emulation.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's a no-brainer to me, because then I have the option of, one, I just get to play on my fucking computer.
Sure.
Two, I get the option of just, if I'm playing a PS2 game and I get to use my Xbox controller. I've always been a Xbox player at heart. I've had every console growing up.
Yeah.
I've always been an Xbox player at heart, given my ties with Bungie. But I get the option of just playing a PS2 game with my Xbox controller, something that I feel more confident with. Two, I also get the option of having my upscaling at 1080p. This game that's on the PS2, let's say, was only ever meant to be on an 800 by 600 resolution scale. At the time, it could have been 720 if we're talking PS2 era, but 800 by 600, let's say. I get the option of playing that shit at 1080p. I'm probably going to do that. And then on top of that, I have the option of maybe upscaling that to 60 FPS. Like, yeah, no, I'm doing that for sure.
Okay, then here's an additional question to that. The emulated version has some issues. It has stuttering problems, but it's still playable. And, like, depending on whether you run it on hardware or software mode, there are some, like, graphical texture issues, like the skybox doesn't display properly.
Here's the problem. I'd power through it. I understand that might be an eyesore for some, but if it means that I can just play on my computer, like, I would 100% do that.
Okay. I had a similar situation with a couple of games, actually. Shadow of Rome does not run well emulated at all. And I know we talked about Shadow of Rome previously. That does not run all that well emulated. it does have stuttering issues. It does not have graphical issues, but the stuttering is kind of unbearable at times. And another example of mine is Kingsfield 4, The Ancient City. That game runs very fine, but you have to play it on a certain hardware mode. I forget which one, if it's hardware or software. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you won't, like, if you play it in like crisp quality, you won't be able to see the skybox and like some effects like lava, for example, just don't show up.
That's the beauty of emulation, though. It's like you fiddle around with these settings until you find the one that's like, okay, well, now the game is in a good spot, or this looks good to me. Like if I had to go back to just normal drawing, and I'm just using OpenGL as a renderer, which typically that's what you would do, and that doesn't look good. So then I'm going back to software. So I'm like, okay, that at least that plays better. Then yeah, that's just what you're gonna have to do. Yeah, obviously, you're gonna work through it until it looks good.
That's the thing, though. There's only those two options, though. You can only play it in, the crisp quality, but you're missing out on the skybox, and then also some effects like lava just doesn't show up. Or you have to play it on the downgraded quality, but you have everything intact.
That's what you're gonna have to do.
And so for me, just aside from, and we've had this discussion off podcast too, of actually physically owning the game as opposed to just having it digitally. You prefer the digital. I prefer the physical, to the point that with like no
my point was, like, if I'm able to buy it and I can just own it, it's obviously good from a collector's standpoint to have it. Like, I still have my copies of Halo games long past, even though I own the Master Chief collection now, because that's just cool as to have as like a collector's item. But if I'm able to just buy it digitally and just play it digitally, yeah, I'll do that. But if my options are buy it physically and have a physical copy, or buy it digitally and have a digital copy, it's not really oranges and tomatoes here. It's just I'm gonna do what is readily available. But it's not just, oh, that's a preferred method, I'd rather just do that. But it's like, yeah, if you handed me,
as opposed to finding the thing. Yeah. Having to pay a bit of a premium to actually get the physical bit.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad. I misconstrued that. But with me, I prefer having the physical thing. I have a lot of digital games and like through Steam, and not that. If there was a physical version on like PC that you could get with like a disc in the case and whatnot, I would still probably just buy the Steam copy just because of just ease of access. When it comes to older games that either are hard to emulate or I really want them, like I was about to say, I bought a copy of Shadow Tower for the PS1, which came before Kingsfield. These are all games made by FromSoft in years bygone. They were first-person kind of dungeon exploring types of games. You went through each level and just proceeded on through. But I bought Shadow Tower, and it's very rare, especially in English. It's not rare in Japanese, because if you go on eBay, you can find Shadow Tower. A ton of Japanese copies are on sale for like $20 to $30 and upwards. But the English copies, because they were much more rare, because they weren't as localized, those cost upwards of $100 to like thousands. I was lucky that when I was looking, I was able to find a copy, just the disc, for like $100 some. And I was like, this is a game I played on the PSP. I have it digitally, but I really have always wanted it physically. And so I'm going to buy that. And it didn't have the case. So what I did was I bought a Japanese copy for the case, and I just swapped out the Japanese copy into the plain clear like jewel case that came with the English copy, and put the English copy in the Japanese case. So I don't have the booklet in English or anything, but I do have technically a complete in-box Shadow Tower.
Is that the oldest game case you own?
No. I think the oldest one I own is the long box version of Kingsfield. What is that one? Hang on, let me see. Yeah, of Kingsfield 1, which I think is technically Kingsfield 2, just because of Japanese in America. Just shit.
My oldest case I own is a Platinum Hit version of Resident Evil. It came with the 2 disc and it had the little box. Apparently, I can sell that fucker right now if I wanted to, but then I would lose my copy of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
It's pristine quality. I just wish I had a PlayStation 1 again. I wish I had well, no, I do have my original Xbox, sorry. What I mean to say is I wish I had the means of playing my original Xbox. In fact, my original Xbox is sitting right around the desk here. But I wish I just had the means of doing it, because I would like to stream some older shit. Like, I would like to stream, like, original Halo CE.
You'd be surprised how simple it is to just get the cables and set that up. Like, I thought setting up my PS2 to stream would be a lot more difficult, and it wasn't at all. All I needed was an adapter for HDMI. Yeah, and then I think just because I wanted to play it with a more modern controller, and I have that hooked up with a PS4 controller. I got an adapter for that, and that can still even play wireless, so that's fucking sick as hell. But yeah, you'd be surprised how easy it is to just set up. It's like you only need a cable or so.
My next issue is that I'm buying all of this just to play one singular game, because I don't own any of my older Xbox games anymore. I had a copy of the original, which I wish, man, I fucking hate Ubisoft. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that above board. Fuck you.
Fuck Ubisoft.
Splinter Cell Double Agent was a weird game in that it had 2 versions. One for the last generation, obviously one for the new generation. The new generation version of Double Agent had different locations, but the story ultimately played out the same. But it did all of this weirder shit, and it skipped out on some of the coolest shit that Splinter Cell had to offer, which was its co-op. As well as it just played generally better. It just felt like a Splinter Cell game on the original Xbox. Or if you had it on PS2, then,
Mm-hmm.
The PC version obviously uses the next generation version for God knows what reason. And it just fucking blows chunks out of the water, because they don't even use the same multiplayer that was featured in the next generation version. For some reason they use like this entirely new wave fucking multiplayer that I didn't even see. I played multiplayer of Double Agent. I was like, dude, it doesn't look anywhere near the way the PC version does. And on top of that, the PC version ran on GameSpy for some reason, even though those poor bastards weren't going to make it. Anyway, just fuck Ubisoft. I can't believe that you guys did that. You guys sold 2 different versions of the game, and you obviously knew that one was going to be far superior to the other, and it was on the last gen somehow. And it's like, fuck you, Ubisoft. Also Ubisoft Shanghai in particular, fuck you. Because you guys,
in general.
You guys released one of the worst possible ports I've ever seen from a AAA company in quite some years. I had never seen something so egregious in my life. And every single time I come back to Double Agent, I always remember this one particular thing. Man, to get this game running, I have to download this, and I have to do this, and I also have to download this software to get my controller working, because Zenput didn't exist back then. And then I also have to do this, and then this.
You love it. You love it. That's why.
And that's every single time.
I would have streamed and played Prince of Persia, and I did at one point, but then my computer got all fucky and, well, shit got lost. I would have streamed and played the entire series long time ago, but getting those fucking running, and especially each individually, fuck that shit.
I don't think it's better, because Splinter Cell Conviction, the one after Double Agent that took almost a full decade to release. It came out like a year after Halo Reach, so 2012. That is one of the worst ports. It's still Ubisoft, it's just that it's not Ubisoft Shanghai, but fuck Ubisoft Shanghai, but fuck Ubisoft. Damn it.
I think Koei Tecmo is making better PC ports from what I've seen.
Fuck them.
Irrelevant, but just when I think of bad PC ports, my first thought goes to Samurai Warriors 4 2. Like they actually tacked on a 2 in there, but it's like the Roman numeral 2. It's pretty funny. Yeah, you cannot play that game co-op, like on the same screen, because it just lags and stutters to fucking hell. And unless you have a certain type of controller that can switch the input, or something that can switch the input, like when I used a 360 controller, an Xbox 360 controller, to play it years ago, you were not able to remap some of the keys, some of the buttons, and the camera did not work. There were just straight up controls that would not work. Like, instead of having the camera be on the analog stick, it was set to the left and right triggers.
That weren't we upset? Sorry, but right. Weren't we upset that Neo? Sorry, not Neo 2, but Neo. Like, weren't we upset that that was like a bad port for Steam? Because that came out what, like 2017, 2016 or some shit, and we were upset that Koei Tecmo thought that that was it in a good releasable state for PC, even though they know their reputation.
You know what? It could have been better, but it wasn't that bad since it wasn't directly them, and it was what was it? Was it Team Ninja or who the hell did that?
It had to have been Team Ninja.
I always get confused between Team Ninja and Ninja Theory, and they're completely different things. But yeah, I stand fast to the fact that because it was made by another company, and Koei Tecmo, well, technically they developed it, but you know, at least it says on Steam, developer, publisher, Koei Tecmo. We know it was made by Team Ninja.
What about quality assurance if they're publishing? Like, what happened to that shit?
I think if it's in-house and they're not sourcing it outwards, then they can do whatever they want. Think of it like this. Like Neo has, you know, English voice acting. There are bits that are voice acted in English. Neo 2 straight up just has an English dub at this point. It's not
and they
great.
Came up far as a company.
But with games like their, you know, Dynasty Warriors, or especially now Samurai Warriors 5 that was just released this month, that shit isn't in English, because of course it isn't, because if they can cut corners with not having to pay for acting, then they sure as shit will.
NeoGAF had this whole thing back when they were loaned out, but NeoGAF had this like whole thing about Koei Tecmo's just like has such a disappointing PC presence and it just needs to stop. And Total Biscuit had like that whole fucking thing that got like so many views. Rest them now.
Rip.
That had like so many fucking views of like Koei Tecmo's just like terrible fucking PC ports, and it was going through everything like Ninja Gaiden. Fucking At the time, the big noise was like how bad Arkham Knight's PC port was. Like, they literally had to stop selling it. But it was like, hey man, did you hear about fucking Koei Tecmo though? Like, these fuckers, they don't even know. Arkham Knight's a hell of a game now though. God, it's not no Arkham Asylum, but
just for the record, by the way, Neo 1 at least, which is what we were talking about, was developed by Team Ninja and Ko Shibusawa, which is a developer for Koei, and they're also a producer for many Koei titles. The only thing I wanted to say was that from Samurai Warriors 4-2, the next Samurai Warriors game that had come out was 5, and it's been a long time. It's been like 7 years, I think. From what I have seen and what I have heard, that is actually a good port. They have gotten better with their ports. I'm unsure whether or not their last title in the Warriors like mainline series, where it's Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, Warriors Orochi. The hell was it? Hang on, I could spell. I swear. It's on my wish list. Yeah, Warriors Orochi 4 Ultimate, or technically it's Warriors Orochi 3 because it's stupid shit localization. Japan is confusing. I had heard that might have been a good port, but I never bought it, and also it never really dropped in price. It's still $60. It released in 2018, and it's still $60. Suffice to say, they've gotten better with their ports. From what I've heard, I've yet to see it for myself, but they have gotten better.
Kind of strange how Eastern Development still holds on to $60 practices. I'm not saying this is a bad thing at all. In fact, I implore it, because that keeps the pricing as such. Because I mean, EA is trying to do some shifty shit by saying this is $60, but really it's $70. Same thing with Activision titles. Like, they're trying to just shift this on it. Well, it's a $70 game actually, but it's supposed to be $60. But what's weird is that Nintendo releases a game.
Yeah,
that shit will remain.
Eastern Development. That's as soon as I was about to ask. Do you mean Nintendo?
It remains $60, but not even just Nintendo. You have games that have released, and they've just remained part of their MSRP value like the entire time, which is, it's weird. Like, do they believe that it just holds that value, or is there no such thing as just like a sale in that regard?
It's not to say that their games don't go on sale, just very rare that a lot of them do. Though I think the thing with the Skyward Sword remaster, or the HD version anyway, of Legend of Zelda, that's $50. It should not be, because it's the same game with not a lot of changes. Honestly, I would say feel free to put your input on what you think the price should be. I feel that it should either be like $30 or $40, 40 at a max. Should it be like 50 or 60
for a new title?
No, for a like an HD remaster.
Oh, title. For a remaster, it typically
like the most they added pretty much was just you don't have to use the motion controls. You can use normal fucking controls and use like the analog stick, or sorry, the thumb stick. Analog stick is a
I'm okay with
patent.
I'm okay with paying 40 bones for a remaster. However, if this is like a multiplayer experience too, and you're deciding to bring back servers, or you're deciding to do something with the multiplayer, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary had this kind of neat little thing where they tacked the maps that they remastered onto Halo Reach, since that was the game at the time. So that way they didn't alienate the player base even further with every single mode that Halo has. It's like, all right, let's just put the DLC that we have, or the maps that we have in mind, inside of Reach as a DLC.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a game like that has multiplayer, and you're planning on putting on servers again for this game, you have to release the map packs. That's not something you buy. That was incredibly stingy what I saw Activision do.
I was gonna say, I thought Call of Duty did that.
Yeah, they did that, and you paid for these maps again, and I don't know what the reasoning behind it was, other than Bobby Kotick had to have played his hand somewhere. But that made me actually, it didn't make me upset, it was just saddening to see. It was like, man, you sold this game already. We already bought this shit before. It was okay just buying the game, because yes, you put so much time and effort into doing the retexturing and reforming the art to the standards that you guys have imposed nowadays. You're meaning to tell me that you guys didn't do that for the maps that were already created? Like, you didn't do that for them? It would be different if, and this would be the first time I would ever see something like that, but it would be different if hey, we're doing an all new map pack for this game that released 8 billion years ago, but for its remaster though, not the main game. For its remaster, and we're doing a map pack. That would be different. And you're just selling that for like 5 bones. Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't want that, but all right, fair enough. But to say that, yeah, you're gonna buy this map pack, 5 bones. It's only 5 bones. It used to be 10 bones in the original game, but it's only 5 bones, and you get
only.
That's a slippery slope. Dumbasses. But sold like hotcakes because consumers don't know any better, and this is why I said at the beginning of the show, it's like there are some times where I'm just not with you guys on certain things. Like I'm not. This would be one of those times when you buy something and it was meant in protest, but you buy it anyway. It's like you're mad that you're eating the shit, but then you decide to go back for seconds, and that's what bothers me. You know you're being fed bullshit, and yet you're like, yeah, let me just... You got any more of that?
Nah, I'm full, thanks.
Really?
I think there was a time when I did like Activision, and when... You know, that probably would have been with like Tony Hawk's Underground.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like back during the Neversoft days.
Yeah, that would be honestly, that would probably be about it. Because like when I would see Activision, you know, I'd just be confused. Like, why are there 2 studios competing to make Call of Duty games and they flip flop? That just doesn't make sense to me. Like as a kid.
Well, it's not flip flopping. It's strategic. You have one game that's able to release after another, but we're in this ecosystem where it's like, man, this shit's getting so bloated. And now with the introduction with battle passes, you're extending the shelf life of a game that was only ever supposed to have 1 year, which is weird because you put all this time into like a grandiose story, maybe even skip out on the story because you thought this battle royale mode was good. But it's like you put all of your eggs into that, and it's like the game was only ever supposed to last for 1 year, and you're still trying to keep the game on its shelf life. And yet you have this new game now, this World War II aesthetic, and now you want everybody to jump to that game, even though you want everybody to still play the contemporaries.
Mm.
That's weird.
That's why I said I didn't understand it as a kid. Obviously, I get it now. I'm just saying I didn't understand why you'd have 2 companies flip-flopping and competing in like that. As a kid, it didn't make any sense to me. Now I see, yeah, you can flip-flop, and you are, as you just said, you're making the monies.
It don't make too much sense to me, though, in terms of this whole battle pass nonsense. I hate the idea of a battle pass. I'm gonna throw that out there. I just hate it. Because it was supposed to help companies, at the time, Dota. It was supposed to help Valve fund these big tournaments that had these $1 million payouts. It was because the majority of the income was coming from the consumers putting it into the tournament.
Okay.
So that's what a battle pass was initially for, and you give your player base some incentive to, play the game. At the same time, they can help Valve fund the tournaments. That's what they were for. But then it took on this new meaning, especially with Fortnite, where it's like, okay, you get this season of content to do, and you keep playing the game, and you'll eventually get these cool incentives that we put in. The problem is, when you put these incentives in, everybody is shooting for these. So then you have a lot of these avatars going around that look exactly the same as the other. And it doesn't seem like there's too much variety, but in a game like Dota, where it's like, okay, I have this hero that I play, and now he can look like this. All right, that's fine. It's from a bird's eye point of view, especially in a game like Call of Duty, when like the end of the battle pass, you get this character, now everybody's the same fucking guy, or you get a weapon at the end, and it's the same fucking skin, and you see everybody using it. Yeah, but is it though? Is it really now? Because you put everybody in the player base has it.
You can't go back to get that if they don't add it in
that's
again.
That's the thing though. You can go back to get it. Isn't that shit weird? FOMO, yes. But isn't it weird how in Call of Duty you can actually go back and unlock this shit? You can go back in Call of Duty and unlock like the special profile banners and all this shit. You can go back to a previous season and do the challenge that would unlock it. That shit's weird as fuck.
Sordere. The few times I've actually experienced or had interactions with battle passes, they haven't been egregious. Like obviously I've heard of, like with Fortnite getting, epic. That shit is targeted at little babies because it's a game for little babies. And it's like, Mom, can I get the battle pass? And it's like, no, you shouldn't, because no, this game is.
That's to say, if the parent even knows what they're after.
Yeah, that's why it's especially up to parents nowadays. And like I've talked to my sister about it, and she's like, believe me, we're on it. If they ask for something, we have to thoroughly look at it.
No, season 1. You're bringing back season 1 stuff, and we can't have that. We got to move on. Get you one.
Fine, then just battle pass in general. When I have interacted with battle passes, it's been through Red Dead Online.
See, even that shit's weird to me.
Are you able to get anything off of that unless you buy the pass, the Outlaw Pass?
No.
Yeah,
no, because they give you the gold sometimes, and then you buy the fucking tier.
Yeah, you get the experience towards it, but like it's like, oh, you reached. Yeah, that's right. It's like, oh, you reached rank 40 in the Outlaw Pass or whatever, and it's like, cunt, no, I didn't, because I can't. I'm physically unable to, unless I buy it. Whereas I can say, at the very least, with something like, and dare I say, Genshin Impact, where that's a gacha game, that's already fucking counting on whaling and just predatory tactics. But with the battle pass, with that, since I've been playing that, and I didn't know there was a battle pass until it suddenly just appeared, which apparently it unlocks at like a certain level, which is really odd. You at least still get things, and you can participate in the end goal of what the pass is. You're just missing out on some like additional things, like the currency that you would use to summon in characters, or they're called wishes in Genshin Impact. But like that's kind of negligible, honestly.
That's every mainline battle pass, right? Because you have the premium tier in which you spent the money to access the battle pass for that season, and then you have the free tiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just mainline stuff.
In terms of Red Dead, though,
in Red Dead though, I don't notice. I don't think I would notice because I wailed immediately.
I only ever bought it once. What I don't like about their pass is that it's available for a bit,
forever.
No, and then it's gone for like months until they decide to bring it back.
Well, I mean, it's not doing as much in Red Dead compared to GTA, right? I don't even think GTA has a battle pass. It's just that has more players going for it, right?
Gee, I fucking wonder why, if they actually put any goddamn resources into it instead of just, oh yeah, let's release another bounty hunter thing.
Well, the problem mission. Is, you see, that's a weird thing though, because it's like you have the studio, like it's engaged with its newer IP right now, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, what newer IP?" But they're hard at work on GTA, and they have been for some time. Whatever this new setting is, and whatever this new plot is, it's here nor there. But they've been working on this, so then you're like, okay, they're spread thin enough as it is. So let's focus on what's making us like gold right now, currently, because that's our bottom line. It's the same thing in Path of Exile, which was kind of weird. They're hard at work. Most of the development team is hard at work for Path of Exile 2. But you have to work on Path of Exile 1 and make sure that the people that are playing this game currently are happy with it, because that's our revenue stream right now.
Sure.
Or it's the same way with Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar or Red Dead Redemption doesn't, aside from you just flat out buying the gold, which I find terribly weird, but that's the time we're living in right now. Aside from that, GTA has always been their revenue stream, and they're looking at that. They're looking at the data and going, okay, the amount of player that we have on this game that are actually spending, it's a lot higher on this. So let's focus on this right now and see where that goes. To my knowledge, the recent Red Dead Redemption 2 patch that we had, a lot of people are not happy with that because it didn't offer like anything. It didn't do anything. It was just a patch.
Was just the one mission.
It was just a patch, and people were like, "Where's the rest of it?"
Because it's not like GTA Online where it comes out and it comes out and it comes out. Like every maybe 2 to 3 months, you're hearing about a new GTA expansion. And then just Red Dead, it's like every fucking 4 to 5 months, you get one little sliver of just barely anything. It's like if you're not gonna try, why are you bothering? They could add so much to that. And the fact that Grand Theft Auto Online has gambling and Red Dead fucking doesn't, even though it's in the base game, is just egregious. You can only play blackjack. Or sorry, you can only play poker. Why can't you play blackjack? That makes no sense.
I feel like you say this every time we play it.
Because it's a good point. Why can't I fucking play blackjack?
What's the other game that you can't stand that's not actually in the game? There's a game in the single player that you can't play inside of the multiplayer.
Let me think. There, is it Mahjong? Or no, not Mahjong.
You have what's the knife one?
Dominoes. Yeah, the knife one too. Can you play horseshoes?
No. In the single player, yeah. No, you can play.
Oh, that's what I meant then. Yeah,
oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
Like, all right. I was
just naming off things games they have. Yeah, in the main game that you can't play in multiplayer for whatever asinine reason. It's like, yeah,
things like this.
Take out the features from the game, please.
You know what's weird? It's like a lot of people are playing Fallout 76 now.
Because of that Brotherhood, or no, not Brotherhood of Steel. Steel Rain, I think it's called.
And it's like, get to play the Fallout game as if it were a Fallout game. It's
at
weird.
This point. I haven't seen too much of it, but I haven't heard much of 76. Just that, the bits that have been coming out have been, nice.
It's been well received.
I think, I think more than anything, the fact you haven't heard anything about 76 in, honestly, for me, it's been years, says a lot. There's nothing to complain about at this point. And even then, there are people
isn't.
The people that are playing the game now are actually still enjoying it. Right. Every so often, I'll go back to 76 just to see what's changed, if anything's gotten better. I think I've done this once or twice. And last time, it wasn't all that much better. I was still having some fun, but it was about the same, and I only played for maybe a day or two, and then I just uninstalled it again. I would like to stream it at some point and go back to it and be like, hey, let's check this out, see how it is. And just, casually play it, not like, oh yeah, I'm going to play the new Steel Rain expansion or whatever. I don't care. Though they have that thing for the pit coming up that I'm a little bit interested in. But also probably won't even make that much sense because the pit was just a big nuclear pit for a while. And it still kind of is, at least in Fallout 3. And there wasn't really any infrastructure to it. So if they're about to say hey, there's all this structure and it's been 7 years, 20 years. It's no.
Well, I think that's as good as we can do it. No, it's 3 hours.
3 hours.
No breaks, no cuts.
No comes.
He has an orb weaver. That was in this episode. And then there was an hour 30 more of this.
Yeah.
You usually have to pay for stuff like this.
Mm. Get you one. Get you an orb weaver.
No. Unless it's Razor, then yeah, maybe. But
yeah, if you end up including the picture of the CRT TV,
I might have to.
Then yeah, you'll have to include the orb weaver. Sorry, audio listeners, in the future, on other platforms possibly.
Do I have to put like an arachnid warning?
No.
I feel bad for. I mean, I didn't do. I posted that in the Discord, and I was hoping that certain arachnophobe would have saw it, but he didn't, or maybe he did. He just didn't comment.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really mentioned anything, so
I was hoping for him, because I added everybody. It was an at everybody. They just kind of glanced over like that. Like an everyday sort of thing that you see in Orb Weaver.
Well, if you get in VC after this, you can re at them. Be like, why did you notice? Did you see the Orb Weaver? Did you see the pixel art? Ma'am, do you serve crackers? Honey, we serve everybody. It just popped up. Cough.
No.
No cough?
You can if you want.
Hey, where can they find you?
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. No, wait.
What?
Wait, hold on. No, wait. Okay, no, we have to backtrack all the way back. Because I was talking about Silent Hill 4, and then,
Oh god, are we not done yet?
Well, no. Because I was talking about the plans for October.
Oh, yeah. So Silent Hill 4.
I was going to do Silent Hill 4, and then I was going to take a look at, like, a bunch of Half-Life mods.
Yeah, I've seen you playing They Hunger.
They Hunger. I just wanted to try it out, because my standards for what's scary is a lot different now than what that was.
Did you have any others in mind that you were trying? Because I can suggest two.
No More Room in Hell 2. I'm taking a look at that again because the director's cut came out. I'm taking a look at Afraid of Monsters again because that's one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, that's a bullshit jank.
You don't like it?
No, I like it. It's just it gets egregiously hard.
Not at all.
No, like there are some bits you'll remember, like in the subway bit especially, there are just way too many monsters, and it's like I only have like 2 bullets, and I have a knife and a sledgehammer. Help me.
I was gonna take a look at that Silent Hill Alchemia because I played it once and then I didn't finish it.
I think I played like the demo for it, and then it came out and I just never touched it. Because I was like, yeah, I'm kind of past playing Half-Life 1 and 2 mods. I can run other games on my PC. It's Gray.
Paranoia was this Russian outfit that made this horror mod.
I think I remember that. That's for Half-Life 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's way too short though, unfortunately.
I couldn't be bothered. I felt like at the time it was too buggy. Maybe that was just because I was on different hardware, but it's different now.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's just very short. There's a Gray.
I've heard of Gray.
Yeah, Gray. Cry of Fur.
Yeah, but I have this discussion every single time about it. It's like it's hard for that to like give me a good scare anymore.
Yeah.
I already know all the stuff and played it to death now. Co-op, off co-op. It would be hard to try to play that again and be like, oh yeah, that's like the nightmare before Christmas of horror mods right now for me.
That makes sense. Yeah, I get that.
Like try to have a reaction to something that you've done too many times.
Uh, I mean, when I started playing it and then I immediately stopped on stream, it got me in a couple of spots because I hadn't played it in so long I forgot.
The only thing that still gets me is when you come across that one area where like the ghosts, the ghost ladies, like they come out and then like
And
they
the
force you to
basement.
like try to like shoot yourself. I'm like, oh,
I
because like it takes control away from you, and you're like, whoa, can you don't? But then they do.
yeah, I played it October 3rd, 2018, last time. All those endings are fucking so depressing.
I didn't even know they had multiple endings.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't
there's
know I could shoot for multiple endings. I only get the
yeah,
one.
yeah, it depends on the the very obvious choices that you make in the game. Like, oh, you're going to fight the flying chair monster that killed Sophie or not. Um are you going to kill the doctor, I think, or not? Are you going to take the key from the doctor or not? It's stuff like that. Um the endings are, let's see. One, you kill Sophie, you kill yourself. Fuck, it's been too long. The only one that I can really remember, just aside from that, like, I hate everybody, I killed myself and I killed her too, nobody can have her, is the quote unquote good ending where you play, at the end, you play, instead of doing that whole bullshit nightmare sequence with the platforming, you play as wheelchair Simon, because he's in a wheelchair, see? And you got a gun, and you shoot the evil Simon. And then wheelchair Simon realizes that, oh fuck, I killed a bunch of police officers that were coming into my house for whatever reason. And so he has to pay for that. But also, it's, he was sick, so he's getting help for that. And he still sees Sophie, but it's just not the same. And he's upset, but, at least he's alive and he's still living. He's moving forward. But it's like, yeah, that game has no, good ending. They're all fucking depressing. And not that it has to have a sunshine and rainbows ending, but it's like, oh my god.
An Outfit went on to make another game, or they're making like their own like studio game, which is cool when that happens for like a mod development team.
Who?
The people that make Cry of Fear are actually working on like an actual true to form game that you can wishlist on Steam right now.
Oh, what's it called?
Let's find out.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I'm not a big fan of what the hell was his name? Rumpel. He's the main director creator behind Afraid of Monsters and Cry of Fear. Just from forum posts, he seemed kind of like an asshole. But I mean, I can't deny he made a good game. Because I was very heavily involved in the Cry of Fear forums online back when the game first had come out. I was making hoodie packs that you probably still find on there. It was just hoodie reskins. Any idea?
It was a bunch of dead audio that's just gonna get cut. Aside from this, I'm not even gonna remove that. But, Because I was browsing on DB the other day, and I had pulled up something that they had worked on. They're like, "Come watch this game." I'm not gonna do that, but if I find it, I'll put a comment down. Wish list
Sure.
if you want. That was gonna be week 2.
And week 3, what else are you doing?
Just more intermittent phasmophobia. Week 4 is gonna be I can't skip week 3, but week 3, just take a look at some older horror games that I've had for a while that I just haven't played, like The Evil Within with first person mod. Go back to Resident Evil first person mods. Complete Resident Evil 0, because I haven't played that game since it came out. I tried to play it the other day, but I was like, maybe I should wait.
Yeah, I never beat 0 or
You never
1.
beat 0. You never beat 1.
I beat the original one on PS1. Yeah, director's cut. Not the one with the shitty music, but it actually had the good music. Stress that. Yeah, I never beat 0 or the HD remake of 1. I never beat the OG 2. I played a good portion of the OG 3, but I never beat the OG 3. I did beat the remake for 3, though. And wow, that was not all that great.
Basically, the entire month is just going to be a lot of phasmophobia. There's going to be like a theme for it. Week 2 is the mods, and week 1 just getting through Silent Hill. Intermittent phasmophobia. I just want to put a lot into phasmophobia because that's just, there's going to be a lot to do, I feel.
Yeah.
Week 4, I'm going to do a lot of co-op stuff because I might buy random horror games that were co-op. Hopefully, the game that we did buy, Zombies, coerced us into buying it. Hopefully that it's finally finished because we gave it a year. There apparently was more added to it, but I don't know. There's also that one game that we all bought that I kind of want to go back into.
Is that the one with the beast?
Yeah.
I feel like nothing happened with that game at all.
I would put it past him.
I mean, it's a fun little experience, but what was it, like 10, 15 bucks? I'm gonna say probably 10. Even still.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But that was because it was like a sale, right?
Yeah, something like that. Well, for this coming month, well, at the end of August here, I'll be doing my yearly Resident Evil 4 annual run, and I'm doing a sort of a subathon sub goal for that, where we get to certain tiers of sub points, then I will either fulfill goals on stream or at later dates, depending what they are. So some of them are like, I'll just read off them. Can style my beard on stream. A Dark Souls 2 challenge run or a build run that chat decides on. Chat can pick any one single player game from my library they want me to stream to completion. I will hold a body pillow on stream for the entire stream. Cosplay. And if we reach the max of 100 sub points, and I hope we don't, because RE4 already takes me like 12 to 15 hours to complete, because I talk about a lot of shit. I'll also play Separate Ways on stream, and I do not like Separate Ways.
Not to be that guy, but didn't you already do that? I
Play
could have
Separate
swore that was
Ways?
recent. Yeah. Because I remember you saying that. Like, I remember that stream.
Months back, I played it individually, but I will extend the stream marathon and also play Separate Ways. and I will be tired, and I already don't like it a lot. I think it's okay, but there's a lot wrong with it.
I don't even want to
So,
open that can of worms.
but that's what
Problem
I
is,
have.
I would play it, and I wouldn't think anything of it. But I know that, I mean, you had so much to say about Sheva's aiming system compared to me. I was just,
Between RE4 and RE5, I mean, they're almost like the same game in regards to how they play, but it's just I played them so much, especially RE4. So it's like going from like you said with Sheva's shooting, it's like there's a difference between Leon shooting and aiming and his movement, and then Ada's, and it's so much stiffer. But anyway, so that'll be at the end of August about in a actually in like a week or so. It might be the beginning of October, so we'll see. But then for the rest of the month, I will be returning to what I started last year, which was the Horror Dumpster. And that is a collection of curated games by myself, and my chat also recommended me some as well. And they can either be, real gems, like that hamburger that you find that somebody just threw out in the trash and it's still in perfect condition, or it can just be like the fucking dregs and sludge at the bottom of the can where the raccoons are hanging out. So good or bad, I'm gonna play some stuff on stream. I'm hoping to also this year possibly get to the haunted game collections, like for the PS1 and such.
extending a shout out, to DreadX Collection, by the way.
That too, yeah. I was gonna ask, what was the other one? Yeah, the DreadX collections as well. I wanted to check those out for a while, and I just haven't had the time.
The next one that they release, I think I'm just going to skip the story. I could not stand threes.
I do not know anything about it, so
They try to shoehorn in like a story to in between you getting to like the next little mini game that you're doing.
oh, okay.
But like I could not stand what they were trying to do for three. It was like it was just there was way too much compared to like one or two. Two was like a little cutesy, whatever. One was literally okay. You got to find the key that will get you to the next game, and then you find another key to get you to the next one. And it was like I could deal with that, but three is no, no. What was really cool about DreadX Collection was like the developers would actually come into your chat and like talk to you, which was like cool. Like they would. I forget what game I was playing during it, but it was like this really like weird tale about just finding your loved one, and then they're terribly misshapen after doing things they really shouldn't have been doing. But it was cool like seeing the developer there, and it was like, man, that was kind of cool how you like handled that situation or figured out that puzzle in that way. I didn't intend for that to happen, but
Huh.
that's pretty cool.
They showed up to your stream.
Yeah.
Neat.
So I'm looking forward to that. DreadX 4 releases October.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout
I'm
out.
not supposed to say that though.
I gotta give a shout out to, and I don't want to get their name wrong. I'm pretty sure I remember the name. The creator of Lost in Vivo, Kira. I want to
Kira's my favorite. He actually worked a hell of a lot on DreadX Collection 3. And he was the only reason why I could stomach it.
Huh. I want to give a shout out to them because they are working on, and I'm not the only one who's thought this too, so I'm very happy that I'm not just some fucking weirdo thinking about this. They're working on a first person like dungeon crawling type of game, and it looks basically like Kingsfield, just with like more of a horror aspect to it. It looks fucking grisly and great.
Kira has done so many cool things, and it's like you kind of don't hear about it because a lot of what they do is just like it's like little demos and stuff. But if they turn this into like full-fledged like game. Like, I'd be so over it. They did the first little, and I thought this was like really neat, but they did the first little. I'm pretty sure you saw that horror game, but it was like you're the only person in a multiplayer game. The game is shut down or whatever, but you're the only person in that
Yeah.
multiplayer game.
Yeah,
They were the
I've seen,
first to do that. That thought that was like a really good concept.
Yeah, I've seen John Wolf play that years back. Yeah, the thing is, if they were to like put out more like demo or just concept games like that, they probably end up turning into Puppet Combo. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's like they're known for like they have a very specific style, and it's like, not to say it's played out, but it's well known already.
Whole PS1 sort of back in the day sort of stuff. Because that's all Kira does, really.
Not like graphical style. I mean, like a style to how the game plays and how it functions, and there's going to be a twist, maybe. Yeah.
Kira does put out a lot, though. It's 2021, I'm trying. Kira puts out a lot. Kira puts out. Check Kira's stuff out. Yes, they have a website. I cannot keep up, I'm sorry.
Well,
Kira has a website.
I don't know.
Oh, no. Kira goes by there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm glad that, and I just now remember that I was like, I don't think Kira goes by he anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know what their gender was.
I don't want to impose.
Yeah. Hey, good on you.
Thank.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of their stuff on. I haven't played. I think the only thing I've played from Kira is probably just Lost in Vivo. And like, I try to shill that to my fucking chat whenever I can, and just nobody says anything. Nobody picks up the bait. I'm like, God damn you.
Kira made Spooky's jump scare. There's no way that you didn't play Spooky's jump scare.
I actually did not.
Really?
Yeah.
I bought it. I didn't finish it. I bought it though.
I've seen it. I've seen John play it a lot. John Wolf.
They finished it.
Yeah, and I remember they had to rename it.
Yes, they had to rename it. Kira, you're so goddamn cool.
Like you cut, G.
Indeed.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. Rip the skin.
It's that season 2 now.
It's every season.
And that was so funny. First time, I couldn't, like, my sides.
I love I can still say it from time to time, and you just you just bust out laughing.
I just like the implication.
Rip the skin.
My dad had taught me how to not do that. I can show you.
Happy, right? Happy to. It's such a weird fucking porn. I've never seen the whole thing, but I've seen the little bits and clips on YouTube that like show the plot interspersed.
And it's a good one.
Prove it.
You did not, in fact, rip it.
Hey, where can they find you for more?
No, we're not doing that.
No, where can they find you though?
Linktree, linktree.ee.
LinkedIn.
No, linktree.ee/ages. That has literally everything on there. I'm shilling that as hard as I can.
Oh, do you have one of those?
Of course. It's the only way a boomer like me can keep up now.
Oh.
linktr.ee, which was spelled tree, /ages CXVI. Literally everything that you would want to see me on, it's on there.
Oh.
That's my Spotify on there. You want to know what I'm listening to? Got the Spotify. Go ahead.
Oh.
As my
Fountain.
email. You want to send me an email? I will probably read it. If it's nice enough, I'll definitely read it.
Found a post from 2012 on Facebook. Good to see that ODST pony is still running.
ODST pony was something special.
I don't know about Spartan Sniper.
And that was old internet right there. That was Wild West.
It's 9 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
2012.
ODST pony was something gorgeous because that made everybody mad. I just loved it. It made the pony community mad. It made the Halo community mad. It was a grand old time. It was a grand old experience. Man, I miss that. I miss that era of the internet. We weren't worried about all of these complex issues. You know what was funny at the time?
Rage Comics.
That and that awkward penguin that went one direction and the other direction. Remember that meme?
No, I was just thinking about Amnesia.
So yeah, damn. Oh, Amnesia was a hell of a game. Anyway, penguin meme. Forget what it was even called.
Penguin.
It was called Socially Awkward Penguin. Remember that?
No.
You don't remember Socially Awkward Penguin?
I might.
Of course you do. Of course you remember Socially Awkward Penguin.
Yeah, not really. No.
You don't remember Socially Awkward Penguin?
I mean, like, I've probably seen it. Yeah. Do I remember it? Fuck no.
Of course you do.
I really didn't care all that much for those, like, types of memes where it's like, oh, the Rage Wolf or whatever.
The Rage Wolf, he's saying, everybody. You hear that, America?
Stuff like that. It was like, eh.
I was deep.
Now, what I'm a fan of, it's top text, bottom text. That's hilarious.
Back then, Mel, that was deep-seated internet. Like, that's what 4chan used to be. Was that? Like, people thought that was funny on 4chan. It wasn't. It was racist, but I mean, it wasn't what it is now. But it was only racist to the point. Back then, racism for internet lingo was Hitler did nothing wrong. That was just, let's just call it a whole denomination of people.
Man.
That was the extent of racism back then. But now it's just like, yeah, no, everybody gets it. By everybody, you know who you are. You know. Oh, dear. Anyway, Linktree, Aegis, CXVI. Literally everything. I got the Spotify. I want people to check out the Spotify. It even has the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, it even has my Steam. Don't add me on Steam, but add me on Steam. Who cares? I probably won't get to it because I have too many friend requests on there. But
it's so popular.
No, it's just people still add me thinking they have a shot on this Dota team that I don't even do anymore. They still do it. I'll log in. I'll clear out 20 invites and then I get another 20 and I'm like, oh. I haven't played that game since I think 2016, like professionally. That can't be right. 2018. No, wait, no, that can't be right. Somewhere around that area, 2016 to 2018. Somewhere I stopped somewhere along those lines. It's just weird. I log in and then and then there's just 20 more. Like, okay. They want a shot at a team that doesn't exist anymore.
The important thing is you stop doing hardcore drugs like Dota.
It was an addiction, yeah.
Now it's just a general drug addiction to video games, but that's a constant.
As are all things. Where moderation is concerned.
Remember, get up every hour, take a break.
You're serious?
No. I made this joke like last week.
You didn't get it. That was a Spider-Man reference, but then I remembered at the start of the episode you said you don't really care about superhero movies. That was a reference to Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, but you didn't do the laugh. If you did the laugh, I would have.
I can't do Jonah Jameson's laugh.
I've seen the old Spider-Man movies.
I doubt it. Because you would have remembered that. You would have known. Sorry.
I was replying to you. I wasn't replying
No.
to your meme.
No.
Fine then. Give me something about the old movies.
Think I remember the old movies? I'm old.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
What the hell was that then? Hey, you serious?
See, look, I did it. See, look, you even see. Are you serious? See, look,
You
see.
serious?
See? See, you look.
Okay, how about the part where Spider-Man is like dead and gone or whatever, or at least he's gone. He's done being Spider-Man, and Jonah Jameson is like, "Man, I miss Spider-Man," and then Spider-Man gets his suit back, and he's like, "Get Spider-Man." I fucking hate that Spider-Man. He's a criminal. He said that.
There was an animation from, I forget who. I don't think it was Meat Canyon, but it was from somebody that does like those like really esoteric sort of like comedy videos, and it was like Spider-Man. Oh no, it was Cyanide and Happiness that did it. And it was basically trying to convince the viewer that J. Jonah Jameson's actually gay for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a good one.
Yeah, I kind of stopped watching them. Well, for one thing,
I had a resurgence.
They stopped showing up in my feed, and then I sort of stopped watching them. It was like half and half when they were like hard shilling.
Oh, I don't know about this. I don't give a damn. But Mal,
That's fine.
You don't understand. I saw one video because I'm still subscribed to Explosive.
Oh, so am I.
But I saw one video on my feed. It was 2 weeks ago now. And it was just that one video, and I was like, damn, they're still doing Cyanide and Happiness? What?
And then it was like 5 videos later, and then suddenly it had been an hour, and you'd just been sitting there watching.
No, suddenly it turned into me just putting on the playlist of all of them.
Mm-hmm. And now it's all over your feed.
Hell yeah. But I realized something. Their other stuff is actually pretty good. Like, I recommend it. Like the Stockholms, like I kind of recommend that.
Yeah, that seems funny from the concept.
And the other one, I think it's Purgatory, not Purgatory, but Purgatory.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That is a good one.
I don't of that. That wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. Like, I prefer that for some reason. Cyanide and Happiness show. I actually like that. Because there's like a story that develops. Like, it's kind of neat. I recommend it. I don't recommend it. I recommend it in moderation, I should say. But that's with all things. Enjoy responsibly, friends.
Come responsibly, friends.
Where can they find you, Mel?
You can find me on the Twitters, on the YouTubes, on the Twitches, at Malistrom.
I guess I could have said I could have just said Aegis CXVII on all socials like I do on Twitch. But I'm too much of a boomer. I have a Linktree now. Go on Linktree, why not?
Get you on LinkedIn.
It has everything on there, and literally everything. My Facebook, my YouTube, my email. You want to send me an email? You want to send me correspondence? That's how you do it. Like the good old days.
Nah.
Send me a goddamn email. You send me an you look at the Spotify and you can see what I was listening to, goddammit.
Listen to Dump Ass Podcast.
Soon. TM.
Yeah, get that domain.
I want to extend a shout out to Ningen Isu. They are a Japanese metal band that has been around since quite literally the 70s, and they're still kicking it today. I just brought that up because I'm looking at my Spotify of my most recent plays.
What a weeb.
They're a good band. I recommend them.
I don't doubt it. That you recommend them. That's it.
That. They got some pretty sick riffs, man. That's all I got. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
See you in another 6 months.
Maybe.
Me, anyway.
Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.